Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode, Not So Subtle, episode 26?
Yeah.
Yes.
I am Jordan Miller, and today, as usual, I'm joined by Dan the Point.
Hello, friends.
And Coulter Potter.
What's up, boy? You guys are looking pretty nicely lit today.
Thanks. It's almost like there's some light in here.
There is a couple lights.
It's because you guys are the light of my life.
Welcome to the new set of
No one said anything to that.
Not So Subtle, a podcast where we talk about movies, games,
Same set, new lights.
new boys.
Same set, new year, same us.
Same boys, new lights.
Same set, but you can see it.
We're out of the darkness.
Excuse me, I interrupted you.
That's okay. Like I said, we're talking about games, movies, and other wacky pop culture things that we like to talk about. I think we're going to do another lightning round, which we've done last couple weeks now, which is fun.
I hate to say the word icebreaker, but
I refuse to say that.
it's the best way of describing these type of
is.
questions.
It is.
But it's fun because it sparks banter between us, and who knows what we're going to say? Who knows what the question's going to be? I don't.
I have no idea what they
I
are.
have no idea. Coulter knows.
I know them,
Coulter knows
and
him.
it's time to go into them.
We're going right in?
Start the
Guys,
clock.
Start the clock.
Jesus. Okay.
Don't.
I don't
touch your clock.
I don't have a clock. Don't touch your clock.
Fun fact, I was thinking about getting a real alarm clock because my alarms didn't go off today. We won't go into it, but
Can we talk about that later? I have something to
Sure.
say about that.
I guess. No reason not to do it now, but we're going into this, okay? We're
Clock's
keeping the
ticking.
energy high for this lightning round,
All right, fine.
Go.
That's the lightning. All right.
That's
How
not
many
good.
kids would you like to have?
None.
2.
Absolutely none. 0.
In my mind, there's no way I'm having kids as the person I am right now, but I
can-
will probably change.
Barely support myself, let alone anyone else around me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure at some point in the future I'll get my shit together. I probably won't, but I'd like to think so.
You went back and forth a lot on that.
I've been very sure all my life that I never want kids.
Yeah,
Not changing.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Any reasoning here? Or
I don't know. I just
you hate kids?
kids-
Wait, hold on.
Look,
you hate kids,
kids
but you're
really
the
bother
one
me.
that is gonna have them.
No, I don't necessarily hate kids. I hate kids stuff. I hate adults liking kids stuff because
man, you're
you're
gonna
an
have to go to
adult.
so
But-
many movies with your kids.
But there were kids
yeah,
in
but
the
it's
film.
for something. It's for someone, not myself.
You disliked the kids in all the films.
Because kid actors are usually bad.
Okay, but that's different than saying kid stuff you dislike. You dislike kids in some situations.
I dislike bad kid actors. I dislike kid movies.
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. I don't like kids. Just nothing sounds appealing about it. Like, you hear all these stories about people like, oh, I haven't had like a vacation in years, or like, oh, like, you know, I would play, you know, whatever video game with you guys, but my kid can't see it on the TV. Or like that's a very specific example, but I just don't like the burden of having kids. I feel like it's a giant burden on your life.
You're all about doing whatever you want, whenever you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No
And like
kid's gonna coach
if
them.
my partner or spouse is like, if they really want kids, then they're not my partner or spouse because no, that's horrible. No, I mean like if they really wanted
said
kids,
it.
no,
Well, I mean, you probably
that's
wouldn't.
just, that was a joke.
You probably wouldn't go too far with someone that didn't
Well, I would,
or that did want kids.
yeah, I mean that would probably be
be
something
a red
that
flag.
I clear out of the way. I'd probably
Yeah.
be like, I don't know about the kids. If I don't know, who knows? It could change, but as of right now, pretty hard set on no.
All right.
So we'll see.
Fair enough. That was kind of a deep question for this, but all right. Changing gears completely. Are rats cute?
No,
Depends.
I'm gonna say no.
Ratatouille.
Seeing them in real life, they're disgusting.
Ratatouille.
Like
Remy?
Remy?
wild like Pokemon rats just out in the wild, you're gonna stumble on one. Those ones are gross, but if they're in like a pet store, they're usually like clean. You know, they got their little tails. They're furry.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
What about a
something
mouse?
something squirmy about
Yeah,
them.
mice are,
The way they move is just too fast and gross.
Yeah.
they go like,
Yeah.
and they
I
just
don't
like
that.
like 1 second they're just right here, and then they just like skitter through trash. Like,
Yeah. Any
Who knows
animal
where they
that
go.
can do that, I'm a little worried about.
you need to watch them closely.
You can't let them out of your sight.
I'm a little worried about.
And if they touch you,
it's over. It's game over. It's game
You
over.
will get the Black Plague.
That's great.
all right. Is that? It's like, how about naked mole rats?
No, even more no.
I would not
Like-
take a naked mole rat, but a regular rat, I'm in.
Yeah.
A regular mole, sure, I can get down.
I'm
with
sure
that.
you could find a picture of a rat or a mouse or something like that that's cute, but
Honestly, most hairless animals are disgusting.
Ratatouille makes them look cute. It's
yeah.
animated. It's so
Well,
far from what they actually are.
What
get
if
that,
what
but
if Remy had like black eyes, just
the
no pupil
empty.
or like no whites?
obviously it would be scary.
Now, what if
Yeah.
a
That's how
rat?
mouses are.
I know.
What if a rat was wearing a chef's hat?
That would be
Would that
one
change
step
your
closer to
opinion?
being
It'd be a little
acceptable, but
closer,
it would be it would be still very far from anything I'd
What about
want.
a hat and
You've
an
piqued
apron?
my interest.
Yeah.
I mean, to let that happen, he has to be a nice mouse.
And then
or a
also
rat.
like, where are you gonna find a tiny chef's hat like that?
All over the place. You can find that.
Does it have it on Amazon? I'll buy one right
I
now.
guarantee you can find a rat hat on Amazon.
A rat hat.
on Etsy, 100%.
on Etsy, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Okay.
On Pinterest.
Are you politically correct?
100%.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
98%.
I mean,
69%.
everybody has like their in front of people persona, and then their. I feel like it's more interesting to say like how much of your like non-politically correctness do you show to others, and how quickly.
Not 100%.
What?
I'm very
I
much
don't know what that means.
I don't
I'm
know
very
either.
much of the mindset that I should be like, I shouldn't have like different personas for different people.
Mhm.
Like I think I'm just myself most of the time.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, like
So-
Are you waiting for validation?
No. What I mean is that like, well, not really. I just mean like I try to be like, I don't try to have like my, like, I guess everyone has like a work persona, so that's not really fair to say because especially if you're doing like customer service, you totally have like everyone has a little like thing they do in customer service, like food
Yeah.
service or retail especially. But I don't know, like in general, I try to just be the same person wherever I go, and I'm not always politically correct. So take that how you will. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
What an interesting man.
I strive my hardest to be politically correct.
Do you? I'm not
I feel
saying
like
you
we
don't. I'm
shouldn't
just,
go too deep into this.
I mean, I feel like you guys should be saying yes. I mean, I'm at least the most politically correct out of all our friends.
Yeah.
yeah, I guess.
Yeah. You care about being politically correct at least.
True.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank on this particular topic.
I didn't
Boys-
expect this question.
What?
I
You
didn't expect this question.
No, I didn't either.
You have to expect.
I actually didn't
unexpected.
read that one. I have to expect the answer. What's your favorite car?
Nissan GTR.
Every straight male has an answer to this question. Just kidding.
That's
'cause
why I don't.
No,
I don't know.
I like concept cars that are not normal, that are futuristic.
Yeah. Concept cars are always really weird because they're always like really gigantic looking too, and like flat and.
I'm
I
like,
don't-
why aren't there any just weird ass cars on the road? Why don't you see just like a concept car? I guess because it takes a lot of money to.
I
create
don't
one.
know if I really have a favorite car.
All
All the answers would just be like things that everyone would say, like a Lamborghini or like
Yeah.
something stupid. Like I like the car. I like the car I drive. It's obviously not the best car on the planet or anywhere close to it. I don't know. I don't have any cars, and I'm like,
a boy in his car.
I don't have any cars where I'm like, "Oh, one day I will have that.
They're all
car."
monster truck.
Yeah, those are fine.
My favorite just.
It's not my favorite car. It's not my favorite vehicle.
Okay.
My favorite just regular car that you can find out and about is the Dodge Challenger.
I agree with that.
It's definitely like bro-y to some extent, and there's like a stigma that comes with it. And if you're driving that car, they're gonna judge you.
It looks fucking sick.
I think I would
But it
take a
looks sick.
Mustang over that.
No.
No, I like the Challenger better.
Mustang looks like garbage ass. Chargers, Challengers, I'm in.
Yeah.
American muscle.
I don't know.
Except for the Mustang.
All right.
Mustang is a classic muscle car.
I
guess.
More classic than the
I
Challenger.
used to like Mustangs,
Charger.
but then I saw the Mustang. I was like, wait, hold on, this is just a better Mustang. All right. Do you know how to salsa dance?
No, but
No.
I would
Do you know how to do any dance?
No.
Okay,
I can do the Dougie.
No, you can't.
I can teach you.
Dun-dun, bum, ba-dum, bum.
I can feel the rhythm in my bones and dance to that, but that's it.
I'm not talking about him, but
You just gotta feel, you just feel, just move around.
One time I do want to go out, like, actually dancing. I think it'd be fun. But I'm
So
scared.
what kind of actual dance?
I don't know. Like,
You want to learn a routine.
yeah.
Yeah.
You want to start a dance group?
Sure.
Guys, I know the Casper slide part 2 featuring the
I don't-
Platinum Band
I don't
to the
know
left.
I don't know what that
Take
is.
it back now, y'all.
Everyone.
Oh.
Hop this time. Right foot.
That's my go-to.
Stomp.
Left foot stomp.
What is he saying? Right foot, left stomp is what it sounds like he's saying.
Yeah, I think is it right foot let's stomp?
Oh, maybe.
Right foot let's stomp.
Oh,
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Slide to the right. Slide to the left. Chop chop real smooth. Boom ba-dum, boom ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum, ba-dum. Turn it up.
Charlie Brown.
Is it Charlie or is it Turn It Up or Charlie Brown?
I think he does one verse one way and one verse
Oh,
another.
okay.
Yeah.
He mixes it. He keeps you on your toes.
That's the most basic line dance known to man.
That's a sick.
like
That's a sick beat though.
when white people are like, I can't dance, and then that comes on, and they're like,
And they're
I can
like-
stomp my right foot.
I know how to dance.
Every American child is taught that dance. It's a cultural.
What about the electric slide?
Yeah. Is that not almost the same thing?
It's
It's
basically
not.
it's.
What is the electric slide?
We did it.
Oh, yeah, I know we did something like that, but
Yeah, it, like remember the
I'm
whole
bleeping that.
the whole gym. Yeah, probably the whole gymnasium.
Is-
Did
yeah,
it.
no, I remember when like they
had,
brought
like-
a DJ to like PE.
Yeah,
and
he
then
was
we
like
learned a
from
bunch
North
of
Korea,
songs.
and he was like, "All right, everyone, salute
Wow.
the
What?
flag," and like,
Wow.
wow. No, it felt like we were being
Remember
like
that politically correct
it
question?
felt like we were being like indoctrinated or something.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. It was kind of like a.
It was one of those
little
things where I
propaganda
didn't want to do it because I
situation.
hate authority.
It was just literally to make us like happy. That
Yeah,
was what it was for.
I don't know, like,
It was
yeah,
just to
there
get
was-
us active.
and it was just like there was no explanation for it either because they're like, all right, we're having an assembly, and then they just take all the kids into the into the gym. They round up all the kids, and then
rounded us up.
they rounded up all the kids.
I'm still slightly confused on Coulter what you said, and Dane, you're like, oh, right foot, let's stomp. Like, that's the electric slide. Like,
That's not the electric slide.
that's not
That's
the
the
electric
Casper
The
slide.
electric
slide,
slide is like
part
the bump 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, bump bump bump. It's electric. Boom, dum, 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 dum.
Okay.
And then
It's like
you,
a
it's like
disco
you
thing.
like yeah, it's
Slide
not,
to the
it's
left.
not anything like it's close.
Slide. to
okay.
the right.
There's slides in both. All
Look,
right.
Just
Not
because
everything
you
is one
slide for one of the instructions in the Casper's the Friendly Ghost anthem, whatever it is, doesn't mean that it's the electric
featuring
slide.
the Platinum Band. All right. Okay. Next question. What does the acronym SCUBA stand for?
How's it spelled? Is it like scuba diver?
SCUBA.
Okay.
Salty carbuncles under British Airways.
This is something. Stand
That's
clear.
it.
Stand clear. What is it? Man, I'm gonna get really angry when you tell me what it is.
Or it doesn't say the answer, but I
Oh.
guess I do have to look it up.
I'll look it up.
Okay.
Keep it on
I
the
mean, I
page.
have my phone out, but
Is that not
go
real?
ahead.
This is a real thing.
Scuba, like
I've
scuba
heard
diving,
this
right?
recently. Oh.
Oh, I thought it was scuba.
Oh,
diving.
okay. It's like I'll give you a hint. It's the actual like scuba device that you use.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. What does it mean?
I don't know.
Snorkeling
I was-
control underwater breathing apparatus.
You're very close.
That's very close. The first one is C.
No.
No.
It's actually the first two are the hardest. I don't.
Submerge? No. Nothing sub?
No.
Dom. I don't know.
So careful. It's self-contained underwater breathing apparatus.
okay.
Yeah. That's interesting. I did not.
Why do you
remember
think
that.
it was called scuba?
I wasn't aware that was an acronym.
Scuba-rooney.
I think I remember that being not a question like this, but like a trivia question on something. And who knows that really?
But we do now.
It's true.
That's why we have these interesting ass questions from elfster.com.
And now all the
next.
listeners too.
Shout out to
too.
Elfster.
Shout out to Elfster. All right.
Elfster, what up?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how good are you at wiffle ball?
Very bad.
Wiffle ball.
I'm horrible at all sports.
I'm gonna go a solid 7.
I'm gonna go a hard 5.
I haven't played wiffle ball since I was 1.
That's about the right age.
How
to
do you
stop.
know that? Do you remember playing wiffle ball when you
Yes,
were
I
one?
remember when I was 1 year.
My first memory
When you were
was playing
1 year.
wiffle ball.
When I was 12 months old. No, but
My first memory was fucking hard because that's all I do.
My first memory came at 66 months old. So
66 month.
Month old.
Wow, this is getting off track here. Did you guys ever play wiffle ball?
yeah, but if
Maybe
there's some
in like
sort of,
elementary school. I don't
if there's
know.
some sort of like legitimate way to play wiffle ball, I don't recall it. I just remember using a wiffle ball and bat. to
Yeah,
hit
I
the
mean
ball.
it's just baseball, right?
I don't know.
Wiffle isn't
It's-
the point of wiffle ball that it doesn't go as far.
No, the point of it is that it's not as dangerous.
Yeah, I think it also
Like-
like stops because there's air in it.
Yeah.
It like doesn't fly through
The
the
ball
air.
gets all like wibbly wobbly as
Yeah.
it flies.
Well, there's
around.
that too, but like, I think the point of it was that it's a safe way to teach kids or youngsters how to play baseball without having like a heavy ass ball
Yeah.
and like it flying 80 miles per hour.
Could be.
It's just safety, I think. And like the bat is like
I
plastic.
think it's my
and, like,
thing, and I definitely don't think it's your thing. All right. Do you believe in love at first sight?
Potentially.
Do you believe in life after love?
Follow-up question.
I can feel something.
I think maybe.
I think it might be possible.
I
but
mean, you're probably like attracted to the person, and you're like, okay, this person looks pretty good.
I believe in lust at first sight.
Yeah.
I
And
think
then-
it's. I don't want to rule it out. I don't know how likely it is, but
I mean, you'll never know until it happens to you.
that's true.
It's the holy grail of life. All right. Let me just stretch this out a little bit more. How many cups of coffee do you drink per day?
I'm gonna go
6.
on average 2,
0.
maybe 3.
At least 4.
We all know my stance.
Is that true?
I
Did you
drink.
say 4?
I drink 1 in the morning, and multiple cups throughout the rest of the day.
You're addicted.
How do you take it,
You
champ?
look. You need it.
It depends. If I'm feeling a little spicy, I just leave it black.
A little spicy.
If I'm feeling a little just regular, put some sugar or cream in it.
Have you ever eaten a spicy Big Bite with your coffee?
No.
Okay.
Spicy stuff and coffee doesn't go together.
That's true. What about spicy coffee?
Never had it.
How do you
that
feel
sounds
about
gross.
drinking coffee with food?
I do it every morning.
Breakfast food. Your favorite meal.
And
How do you
at
feel
night.
about eating sweets with coffee? That's probably good.
I don't
Perfect.
personally do it myself, but I wouldn't mind it. Like cupcakes, whatever, like the little like sticks that people like stick in
Cake
coffee.
pops?
I don't know.
Swizzle sticks.
Swizzle sticks.
What the fuck is that?
Never heard of a swizzle stick, you little swizzle?
I feel like this was something that I've been made fun of before because I didn't know what this is. And I should have remembered.
It's just a... I know that there's branding on the sticks for like companies and stuff like that, and swizzle sticks are like a thing. It's just something you use to stir.
Is it like flavored?
No, it's literally just a stick made of plastic that you use to stir.
But
Everybody needs
we-
to stir their cough.
But I thought you were saying that people do that because it adds flavor.
No.
No, that was a little jokeroo, but
Oh,
there are like
little
like
jokeroo.
cinnamon things and like peppermint stuff that people stick in coffee to stir.
Oh,
like
yeah.
chocolate like stirring things.
Okay, so recently, this is a very, I promise, very quick. My dad bought like this espresso machine, where you have to like, there's like a separate, so it's like this
Keurig.
thing. No, it's not a Keurig. This is, this is no Keurig, Coulter. There's like this. It's made by Breville, and it looks like this like crazy
Breville
thing
made real.
that you would. My Breville made a real. This looks like something that you would see like at Starbucks or like at your coffee
Cruella
place that you
Breville.
go to. And so like you have like next to it there's another like little thing where you grind the coffee beans and you can choose like how fine or coarse or whatever the grind is going to be. So you have to buy
How
beans.
coarse, rough, and irritating.
That's right.
They
And
are.
Is the
the
grind.
sand, yeah. And so you grind it up, you put it in this little thing, and you tamp it down, and then you add a little bit more, and then there's like this little like magnetic thing that you pull off that you like tamp it down real hard, so it's like really, really packed in there.
Tamp.
It's called tamping. And then
Is that actually a thing? A technical term?
yeah.
All right, swizzle.
Then you take your
You
swizzle
tamp it,
stick
and you
and
swizzle
you
it.
scrape the top of it to make sure that it's real firm. And then you
Real
put it
good.
you put it in like the coffee machine, you clamp it in there, and then you pour it, and it's like, it just makes espresso for you. So like
all machines do.
Well, yeah, but like it has a little bit of crema in there.
Okay.
And then after that, you just pour in. It has a little thing on the side that you flick, and it like pours in hot water, like really hot water. And then
really hot.
And then it's
like,
really,
I'm not joking.
No, it's so hot that like if you spill it on yourself, you could sue McDonald's. If you're that stupid.
Sure, you got a lot of money, and it made sense. Did you see the pictures?
Yes, I did. Just kidding. We saw it in our government class. But then and then after that, we like my dad bought all these like supplies with it. So we have like little caramel syrup and put a little syrup in there, swirl it up a little bit. It's yummy.
Wow.
How long does this process take? Because it sounds like it
as
takes
long as
2
it takes to
hours.
explain.
Can you make a cup of espresso fast, then you explain the story? Yes or no?
No.
No.
It's 5 minutes. It's
Not
around
worth
5
it.
minutes.
That's not
probably.
worth it at
I'm gonna
all.
go with 5 to 6 minutes.
No cup of coffee or espresso is worth that.
I'm telling you, it tastes very good.
You're not willing to wait 5 minutes for your coffee?
No. It takes literally like 2 seconds to make a Keurig or make a pot of coffee and pour it.
But it tastes so much different than that.
I mean, I'm willing to wait for a good meal.
This
I don't
isn't
know if
like
it's the same.
This
but-
isn't like a coffee elitist thing. Like Keurig is.
It is.
No, coffee in general. I'll drink any coffee. Like Dunkin' Donuts coffee. I'm not like a coffee. You know, Starbucks recently has been. Starbucks has been disappointing recently. I'll say that. But this coffee is very good. Especially because you can choose the kind of beans that you're putting in there.
It's not coffee elitist, but you can choose the beans and the coarseness of the beans.
It's the pinnacle of coffee drinking experience.
AKA the elite.
Jordan,
All right.
come over. I'll make you a cup of this coffee.
Okay.
You can tell me how good.
Make sure I got to carve my schedule to wait 5 minutes for it to pour.
Okay.
Was there anything else you'd like to add to that, or did you just want to explain the coffee machine?
I just can no.
Did we ask for the manual
No.
description of every step? I mean, man. All right.
Best damn cup of espresso you'll ever have, though.
Best damn cup of coffee.
We should go back and listen to how long it took to explain that because it was definitely under a minute.
It felt like 50. It felt like a cup
I'm
of
trying to
espresso.
salvage it.
Not long.
All right. Okay. What is your ideal outside temperature?
50 degrees.
Maybe like
That's a little cold.
Let me go 55 degrees.
75 degrees. 75 and nice and sunny.
Sorry, I'll change that. 60 degrees, sunny with a breeze.
Sunny with a brush.
A little bit of clouds. Maybe it rained
And a
the
chance
day
of
before.
meatballs.
I'll split the difference and say 70.
Really?
Fair enough.
With
Yeah.
like humidity?
Zero
A
humidity.
A little bit of
No.
humidity?
No.
Dry heat?
There's like clouds, and they're
And they're shaped
whenever
like-
I'm outside, a cloud is always blocking the sun from hitting me. But
That's
I
good.
can see the blue sky all
but
around.
it's still,
That's
they're
good.
like very clear, crisp clouds.
That's a
Yeah.
very specific and slightly unrealistic weather condition.
Hey, it was a wish.
There's a cloud above me at all times.
Just perfectly blocking you
yes,
from the sun wherever
eclipsing
you wherever
the
you
sun.
are.
Yeah.
Wherever you go.
I can never just see the sun, which is good. You're not supposed to see the sun.
That's right. Here comes the sun.
Blots out the sun. All right. While we hide in the shade. All right. If everyone in the world had to get married when they reached a certain age, what would that age be?
35.
44.
Wow, you guys were quick on the draw. I need to think about this for a sec.
Actually, I'll take it back a little bit. 40. If you had to. I'm gonna say 40.
I'm gonna
I feel
say-
like
I'm gonna
it
say
might not be
35.
fun if you're already 40 years old.
I mean, but do you really want to be tied down when you're like 18 or something? I mean,
No, I think we
mean,
should
it
definitely
be
go
within
later
the
rather
30s,
than-
I'd say.
I'm gonna say 35 because I feel like I don't personally think that anyone I know is fit to be a parent right now. I don't think I know anyone, not in a bad way, and like not, attacking anyone's character, but I don't think I know anyone who's actually, fit to be a great parent, like financially stable. A lot of people like barely know who they really are in their early to late 20s, like early to mid 20s, I should say. So I feel like it definitely shouldn't be in the 20s.
Yeah.
Maybe 30 at the earliest.
Yeah, I think 35 is fair enough.
Yeah.
I might co-sign that.
Yeah. Because I just feel like it's unrealistic to expect someone to be able to raise a child at like 18 or even like 25, 26. Like that's.
I didn't say have a child. It just said get married.
Oh, that's true. Well, that usually comes with it.
So you're saying you're never gonna get married either?
I don't really want to get married.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, is that fair? Like, I feel like
Sure.
I guess if we're
40.
talking about marriage, it's
We're getting pretty deep here.
yeah, it's interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Let's get deeper.
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
All right.
Any other ones?
We've solved
It's
that.
thought provoking.
Have you ever slapped someone in the face?
Yes.
No. I don't think. I've like maybe like faked it, like not faked, but just like hit like
Like
that.
a little.
Literally just as soft as possible, so that you can
I,
say you slapped them, but you didn't.
I've never slapped someone, but I have witnessed Dane do it multiple times.
Yeah.
Really?
So our friend Gustavo, Kermit, our friend. Well, no one knows who Gustavo is, so not even anyone that we know would know who that is. So yeah, multiple times.
Yeah, you slapped Gustavo, and then you also slapped another friend who will go unnamed at a bar and got kicked out.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Wait, he slapped a friend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They slapped each other.
Kermit.
Do I know this person?
Yes.
Yeah.
We talk to him who do you think it is of all people that we talk to all the time on Discord?
Oh wait. Oh, I thought you said at PAX.
At a bar.
Oh.
At a bar, yeah. I forgot about that, actually. That was bad. But, yeah, our friend Gustavo, he was really drunk one night, and I think I was too, and he was like, guys, the only way for me to get less drunk is to have someone slap it out at me. And then, of course, I volunteered because it sounded like he was serious about it, and I was like, are you sure you want this? He's like, yes, I want this to happen.
He gave 100% consent.
100% consent. He was like almost excited for it to happen. He took his glasses off and he was like, prepping himself for it. And then I think one of our friends has the video.
I'm sure.
The video is out there somewhere. But basically, I slapped him as hard as I could, and it was very loud. And his face was very red.
This same Kermit also slapped Dane in the face as a slap cam bit.
That's true. That's why I did it also, because I said there would be revenge. Yeah.
So.
Nice.
I was passed out completely. And the only way to wake me up, apparently, was to make a vine of yelling slap cam and just, like, a POV vine and just slapping me in the fucking head just as hard as he could.
As a true Viner, I need to say smack cam.
Smack cam. Yeah, right as the vine starts. Smack cam!
And then you just hear the clap.
Yeah. And then I wake up and I'm like, oh. I just, like, have, like, I just look dead. I'm like, ugh.
I can imagine that. All right. Favorite type of muffin is the last question.
Chocolate chip. No.
Muffin cupping stuffing.
Beef.
I'm gonna go with a like a nice like fruit muffin, like a berry muffin with a little bit of like little sugar sprinkled on top.
I don't know, I'm kind of into Coulter's idea, just a beef muffin.
A beef muffin.
Just a potato beef muffin.
Yeah, I don't know, like
I'm gonna go with a mac and cheese muffin.
Macaroni muffin.
I would say like are they like the coffee cake ones
yeah.
from like Costco?
Let's fucking
All
go.
the Costco muffins.
Dude, let's
They're
go.
all really good.
Great.
We have I said chocolate at first because we have chocolate muffins from Costco at home right now, along with blueberry muffins.
Can I have one?
No, you can't.
Oh, okay.
Get away from me. And I have one with my coffee every morning. They're quite good.
One whole one?
One whole muffin.
You go in.
Going in on them coffee.
Well, it's
muffins.
one muffin.
Honestly, those muffins
It's a
are
big.
enormous.
They are a big muffin. Yeah. Well,
They are a big muffin.
They are
a big muffin.
They are a big muffin. No, sometimes like before, because my parents go to Costco all the time, and frequently bring back muffins. I'll have like half a muffin and like a banana and some cereal.
A banana.
Muffin, banana, and cereal.
Said banana so casual.
You said it like that's how you say it.
That's how I say it.
I'll just have some coffee and nanner and then maybe a couple.
A banana. It's not. Come on.
They just slide the nanner in.
I
real
give it the
quick.
respect of at least saying most of
Banana.
the letters instead of just nanner.
A banana.
A banana.
A beef banana. A beef nanner.
Yeah.
A beef nanner.
Thank you.
We're getting careful. We need to stop.
All right. Thank you guys so much
That was fun.
for that segment. I hope
That
you guys
was-
have a great day today and a great one
And
tomorrow.
continue to have a great day tomorrow.
I'm gonna get a beef muffin. Really bad.
A beef muffin.
All right. Well,
Beef is just a hilarious word. I'm gonna say that.
all right, Coulter. What was the score?
It's all tied up at 69.
Okay, nice. All right. Well,
Got 'em.
time ran out, so we're all winners today. So give yourself a
And
pat
every
back.
day.
And every day.
You're a winner, Jordan.
Thanks. Well, we're done with this lightning round. Should we move on to our wacky Wednesday?
Not so wacky film of the week.
Oh my god.
Completely unwacky film of the week.
I mean, it's wacky in one sense of the word.
How? How so?
I don't know. Actually, wacky is more playful than I would probably.
Because there's a
Yeah.
lot of whacking going on
Hey,
in more than one way.
Yeah, sure.
Let's go. All right.
Were you gonna say that?
That
I
was
was going to
great.
say
Yeah.
That was great.
that. Yeah, so every week we pick a movie out of a bag. Last week we pulled the one and only a Serbian. Is it just Serbian film?
I think it's called a Serbian film.
A Serbian film. A Serbian film. A faux snuff film, some said, reported. I don't know. Did you look up to see if anyone actually investigated if it was a
No,
snuff
I
film?
didn't.
Okay. Well, this movie is disgusting, gross, bad.
It's a shock.
It's
It
reprehensible.
is a shock film. And
We
And
put
we-
this in there in. Okay, I don't think we really explained the list, did we?
no. So I did say we pull a movie out of a hat every week. We have a list of, it's probably down to about 30 films at this point, maybe less. Each week we pull one out, we watch it and discuss it. Last week we pulled Serbian film, and we watched it today.
And it was put into the list as a
A
kind of a
landmine.
landmine.
shock, yeah.
Some would say. Yeah, so we had that in there, and then we have some Disney Channel original movies just for fun.
Those aren't landmines. Let that be known.
Those
are
are
just
those are
films.
certainly more fun than
I
yes.
hope so.
There's only one Serbian film on the list.
In fact, those Disney Channel original movies sound pretty damn good right now after seeing
Yeah.
Serbian film.
Coulter, you had seen this movie before.
Or I saw it on YouTube. I don't remember that much being censored out.
Okay.
People online were saying like, "Oh, it's so censored," but
I
like,
saw that, but
yeah. I guess maybe there's one specific scene that didn't show quite as much. Probably the most graphic visually scene. It didn't show that much on YouTube, but it showed a lot in the movie.
the movie showed a whole lot. So if people don't know, I'm going to start this off by saying don't watch this movie.
Yeah,
first of
don't
all.
watch this movie.
There's no reason to ever watch this movie unless you just want to be shocked by
Yeah.
the disgustingness of what happens in it. But I didn't know that much about it going in. Read the synopsis, which is enough to go, this is a disgusting movie.
Yeah.
And because I have no self-control and can't help myself, we all watched it anyways. I could have said, no, hey, I don't want to watch it. I didn't. I wanted to watch it. I regret every minute of it.
Yeah.
I've come to terms with it by this point. It's different having just seen it, so I don't really know what my feelings were at the time. Other than obviously I saw some stuff.
And it was like, oh, I don't like this.
Traumatized.
Yeah, although, so the basis for the story is that a aging porn star gets back in the game, and he does some dirty stuff. He gets paid a lot of money to do some bad things, which I don't really want to get into.
Yeah, he gets lured back into the scene with the promise of an exorbitant amount of money.
A lot
But
of
he's
months.
not told what he's going to
No, he
No.
signs a contract
to do.
for money and
For
has to do it.
Apparently a lot of money.
And honestly, the first part of the film before shit hits the fan was actually like, I was like, oh, this is kind of interesting. Like the writing, or at least the subtitled version that we watched wasn't perfect, but it got the point across. I felt like I was like, okay, this guy is not like reprehensible.
No.
He's okay. The situation he's in is like really messed up, and he's kind of being forced to do it. And you could kind of feel an emotional pull towards him, but I was just like, and then things just go south. And after that, I was just like, yep, this is exactly what I expected, and I don't want to watch it.
Yeah. It's like for the first, I would say like half of the movie, or maybe a little bit past the halfway point, I was thinking to myself, okay, they're building this up I told you guys, they're building this up way more than I ever thought they would. And it only made me more like scared and uncomfortable of what was to come, because you would get like little hints of it and you'd be like, are they gonna do like what I think? And then it just goes way past that.
Yeah.
And it's
like they're gonna do what you think.
yeah, it's like, well, I mean, like in the back of my mind I was like, okay, we have like another 45 minutes left, like obviously something fucking terrible is gonna happen, but what is gonna happen? And then everything I thought would happen did, including a few things that I never thought I'd ever see.
Yeah.
That I don't ever want to see again.
Yeah, I honestly did think, like, that first part of the movie felt like a real movie, or, like, felt like a real film. I was like, okay, this has a story. This guy is not, like, a one-sided character.
Yeah,
It's
they
not
set up the stakes.
Yeah, it's not shot poorly. Like, it looks like a genuine movie. And then the second half just... I'm the second half. Maybe it is. I don't know. It felt
like
really
the last
long.
third, at least.
Yeah.
Like,
It gets dark real fast and disgusting.
At a certain point, do we want to say what we saw? Can we even say that? Are we allowed to, like, say what we saw in the movie?
I mean,
We can say, but, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of up to us.
I don't know if I really want to. I mean...
You can look it up on Wikipedia, and it says, like, exactly what happens.
Yeah, there's a lot
That's
of...
what I read first. 'Cause I actually heard about the movie, and then I looked it up on Wikipedia, and then I
Oh,
read
so
the
you
whole
knew
synopsis.
all the... Okay.
So I pretty much knew the whole plot of the movie.
yeah.
Right. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna say explicitly what happens, but we saw a lot of sex.
Mm-hmm.
Not always in the best, conditions.
Yeah, almost entirely, yes.
Like never in good conditions for sure. There's
Well, there's one in good conditions.
That's right. There's death.
There's death.
There's sex involved in that.
That's a way to put it.
It's. I mean, I'm just trying to be very vague here. It's.
And then there's
It's
various
horrible.
ages of people.
That's true. From from an age to like
To another age.
older.
From, let's just say, incredibly young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
To regular age.
it's starting from the
Standard age.
beginning. Starting from the beginning of the timeline towards maybe like the middle to end.
Mm-hmm.
Of
Yeah.
the age spectrum.
Yeah.
It's all very dark and messed up.
Yeah, and there's just don't watch this movie. No one listening to this needs to watch this movie.
Like
We didn't need to watch this movie.
We didn't have to, but again, it was on there as a
The
shock
list
factor.
dictated that we watch this movie. We can't ignore the list.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to.
I was curious about it just because you hear it's like the Human Centipede type thing. We're like, oh, this is like so like fucked up and gross, and Human Centipede is what it is. I would
Human
say
Centipede
it's overhyped, but this was like, is it really gonna be that bad? And it's bad.
Dude, Human Centipede is like the Backyardigans compared to this.
I'd take my
It's
kid to
little
watch that
Einsteins.
movie. Huh? I'm gonna take a little junior to watch Human Centipede before I ever see this movie.
Yeah, no. I would greenlight a viewing of Human Centipede for my future children faster than I would ever greenlight a viewing of this.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I feel, or were you gonna say? I feel like having already seen the movie, I'm better able to evaluate it as a movie, and I feel like definitely the first half is like, okay, this is like the actual setup to a movie, and it's like kind of interesting, but then like it's the last third, it just goes into such like obvious melodrama and like misery. And it's like
Misery.
yeah,
That's a perfect word. To
misery
describe
is the crux of the film.
Mm-hmm. Just constant misery for the most part.
Yeah, and it's just a little too like obvious. It's like, what's the worst possible thing that could happen? Like, it happens.
Yeah. Like I like at the end of the movie, I just like straight was like, oh, this is gonna happen, and it did. I was just like, okay, it's so like obvious what's gonna happen at this point. But like that first like half of the movie is good, and I almost wish it just didn't jump the shark partway through, because like the underlying just grossness and just like darkness that's happening is way more interesting than before. Like when everything just like continually like you can only see so much like dark shit before you're just like, yeah, okay, yep.
Like, yeah, there was definitely a point where I got desensitized. I mean, I think I'm already, to be fair, which I think a lot of people would say, I feel like I'm very desensitized with like the media that I consume, games, like movies, TV shows, whatever it is. So not that I've seen a lot of this, but like as it started to get crazy, I'm like, okay, I've seen blood, like I've seen, I've seen gore, like watched a lot of horror movies, whatever. Nothing can prepare you for some of the things that they show you in this movie. But I will say that I feel like it gets almost to the point where it's so absurd that you just don't even, you can't even really be disgusted anymore. You can just kind of look at it and be like, did they really, like, why?
Yeah.
Like, it just gets to the point where it's so over the top that you can't even be upset at it or, like, be shocked or anything, because it's just not anything.
I feel like that particularly comes true at the end, and I'm just going to spoil it. No one should watch this movie, so I'm going to spoil the end for you. But it's just like, his family, they're all just laying in a bed, and they're like, okay, what's like the darkest way to end this movie? Oh, let's just everyone kill themselves. It's like,
Yeah.
And then it goes darker from there.
yeah, and then it's like, okay, now let's have some other people come in. Oh, guess what? The porn's not done yet. It's like, yeah, of course it isn't.
Guess
'cause-
what? They're gonna now, they're gonna do things with their bodies.
Yeah, I was like, oh, yeah,
It's like,
of course that's how it has to end, because you can't top anything else. in
How
this
do you
movie,
top
so
suicide?
Just keep going.
By just making a mockery of it 5
Yeah.
seconds later. It's
Yeah.
just horrible.
It's something.
It's weird because, like, those are serious topics in real life, but viewed within the context of the movie, it's meant to be taken as, like, not pleasurable, obviously, but you're supposed to take it out of context and, like, not even humorize it. I don't know, like, trivialize it and, like,
Yeah.
think of it as a story, not as, like, a real life phenomenon.
Yeah.
I mean, in a
But
way.
the thing is, it's so realistic.
yeah.
Like, it's not really that stylized. There's just, like, the things that, like, the murder especially, and, like, the sex and stuff that you see is just, seems like porn. Like, it seems, obviously porn is, like, hyper realized, but watching that, it just seems like it could happen. Like, what you're watching, like, could be real. And they don't, I don't know, it's not like they employed, like, Hollywood world famous, like, makeup artists or anything, but it all looked real enough to be disturbing.
Yeah.
There's something about the movie that you get, like, a voyeuristic look at it, where it's like, you're, like, watching the movie, like, why are these people, like, watching this stuff? Like, it's so, like, fucked up. And then you have to take a step back and be like, oh, I'm literally watching this movie. Like,
Yeah.
I'm watching the people do this. Like,
Yeah.
I'm in that same position. Like, there's a weird, like, thing there at the end where it's like, oh, like, the guy who's, like, I guess, like, some big head honcho for the porn industry in Serbia is, like, you can see, like, the lore of this being like, okay, this guy just made this film. Like, now we're watching it. It's like
Yeah.
it's like, okay. Like, you get, like, that weird feeling of just like, oh, why am I watching this?
Yeah.
Wow,
How
that's
do I
crazy.
get sucked into this?
Never thought of that ironic crux of the film.
Yeah.
That's basically the whole point, it seems like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
Wow.
don't think the director of this movie was, like, took much pleasure in. Well, I don't know.
I would hope not.
I don't know. I don't think he made this as like a, like, they did try to make the worst thing possible, but maybe they did it in hopes of, like, it coming across the way you said,
Yeah.
like, as a, like,
Artistic.
yeah, like
Yeah,
an expression.
critique on
Yeah,
people's-
like, I don't know exactly what it would be, but it's just kind of like a weird, like, commentary on
Yeah.
whatever this is. What?
All right.
So you guys want to give
I
this
recommend
movie-
this to any child.
I recommend this for classroom
I
viewing.
recommend this to my grandma.
I'm gonna say very sincerely that I don't think anyone should watch this movie.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any need to watch it. If you're really that curious about it, just read the synopsis and then just picture the worst depiction of that possible in your head, and it's probably worse.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's no need to watch it. I'm gonna give it 0 out of 10.
I'm going to give this movie no rating.
Yeah.
'Cause
I can't rate it,
It doesn't
yeah.
get one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that there is, like, a certain age range that is acceptable to, like, view it and to, like, take something from it.
Yeah.
And it's ours.
It's definitely people. If you're a younger person, you shouldn't be watching a movie. Like, there's nothing
Yeah.
to gain from it other than shock value.
Mm-hmm.
If you must somehow intake data from this movie, read the Wikipedia.
Yeah. You'll get what you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say, just if you're, like, over the age of, like, 20 or something like that, and you really, like, want to see it. I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah, I do honestly think
It's an experience.
The first part of the movie, it, like, is a build up to a interesting film. It doesn't, like, pull it off at all, but the movie is a shock movie. So
I was gonna
you're
say
get
if,
what you're gonna
like,
get.
in my mind, I guess, how would I describe this? So the first few times that he goes to film
Mm-hmm.
at the different locations, like at the orphanage and all those different places, when he gets there and like that stuff starts to happen, and then he goes home and you see how it's like affecting him, and he's like, I don't really want to like,
Yeah.
I don't want to go out. I just want to go to sleep. And like I don't know if that's exactly what they're trying to show, but they have a lot of scenes where it's like he's like struggling, you know, morally probably with a lot of things that he's doing. I think it would have been cool if like they, especially the scene where he first gets to the orphanage and they're like filming him and doing all that weird stuff, and then like the daughter and the mother are fighting and everything. I think if they had like cut off like right at the end of that scene and like right at the end of each scene where they have him filming, and then maybe like end the movie like right when you're about to see something really scary or like really 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 bad, where you're like, because everyone by a certain point after those scenes you're like, okay, well obviously this guy is evil or doing some crazy stuff, like we're gonna see something bad. It would be crazier if like they just cut it off right when it was happening or something.
Yeah.
Or like they give you just enough to kind of like, you know, fill out the rest in your mind or something, because once they always say in a horror movie like it's much scarier when you can't see the monster, but once you start seeing people get murdered and like fucked and all this stuff for like 30 minutes, like well, I mean, that's a terrible way to say it, but like when you just see that stuff happen for 30 minutes, you're not scared anymore. You're just kind of grossed out. You're like, I just want this to end. Like, you don't want to watch it anymore. Yeah. So it just felt unnecessary.
Because in the first part, there are like some genuinely like unsettling and creepy things happening. Like you said, when he goes into the abandoned orphanage, there's a bunch of like creepy shots where it's just like they're filming him have sex with a woman, and it's just like in this like dark room with like this checkerboard floor and like one chair, and it's just like it's so,
and it's all
ominous.
so shadowy that you can
like,
only see. Yeah,
it just is creepy as hell in there, but they don't use that enough, because the end of the movie is like filmed way differently too. It's like a bunch of like flashback, like just like fever dream-esque things, and I guess like it just goes off the rails in a way that I don't think is helpful for the shock.
Well, because at that part, all they're doing is trying to just throw as much gross stuff in your face as possible for like, that's at least like 20 minutes of just nonstop mayhem. Like, it's just too much. I don't know.
I just thought of,
there was a good movie in there.
What's the point of him having to backtrack through? Like, why didn't they just show it normally, even if he's not like conscious for it?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I just don't.
I think it would have been better if they did that. Probably.
Just show it normally, like.
Yeah, because then while it's happening, you'd be like, no, dude, don't do this. What are you doing? Like, you're not. This isn't you. Like, you don't want to do any of this stuff, and so you'd be like conflicted. Not conflicted because you know it's bad, but like, you would be. It would be more. There would be a lot more tension, a lot more like you'd be way more involved watching those scenes because you're thinking all throughout it, like, how is he going to get out of this? Is he going to break out of like the trance or whatever? Mm-hmm. But instead, it's like.
And there are moments where he like breaks out and like. Yeah. Does something that he actually wants to do rather than
like
what
where
they
he
want
like
him to
stabs
do.
the lady with the syringe or whatever, and
and that would have been more exciting if we didn't already know the outcome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because we know that he survived all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really get that part, because it ends up in the same place anyways, so you might as well, like...
Yeah, there's no payoff.
He just backtracks to each spot.
Yeah.
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 It's like, if the purpose of that is, like, so he can have a flashback and, like, have us be like, oh, look, he's feeling miserable. It's like, he does that at the end anyways also, so, like, there's no, like, development for that at all. It's just pointless. But...
Yeah.
Well, we watched it.
We watched it. I will never watch this movie again.
I will not watch it again.
I will never watch this movie again.
But not necessarily because I'm just too disgusted to watch it again. Just because there's no need for me to watch it again.
Yeah. Like, I agree with Dane. Like, a lot of, like, the violence and stuff, I am desensitized to. Like, it's...
Yeah.
I've seen, like, and, like, that stuff doesn't, like, get me at all. Like... It is
also
what it is.
Because you just know it's not real.
Yeah.
I feel like if you knew it was real, you'd be like trying to look away.
If I had been like, like, they don't know if this is a snuff film or not, then I'd been like, okay, like, this shit's fucked up and really, like, bad.
Yeah.
But, like, it's not real, and like, it's still, like, the idea of everything is more fucked up than, like, just watching it play out.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just a film.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Nothing more to say about that.
No.
We're good. Does anyone else have another movie or TV show they want to talk about?
We could do a nice little interim topic about the alarm clocks.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's true. I was going to say something about American Made really quickly. But
I mean-
but if you want to do that,
If you could talk about American Made
Doesn't
and then
matter.
tie in an alarm clock segue. At
I think I can do
end.
that actually.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I watched American Made. For
Is that a
those,
film?
it is a film. It's the latest.
Serbian?
It is not a Serbian film. It's an American film. It's American Made. One might say.
Oh.
This is the second collaboration between Doug Liman, I think his name is Lehman, and Tom Cruise. The first being Edge of Tomorrow. Did you guys see that movie?
Yeah.
Whatever. Is it called
mean
Edge of
Live-
Tomorrow or is it called Live, Die, Repeat?
You mean Live, Die,
Don't
Repeat.
I don't know.
don't do this to me.
I don't know what the name of it is.
Yes,
but
I have
yeah,
seen that
so that one. Which I also really liked. This is very different. It's not sci-fi. It's very realistic. In fact, it's a true story.
Based.
Well, yeah, it's based on a true story.
Thank you.
Tom Cruise plays Barry Seal, who was a pilot.
I have to say Barry Seal del Toro.
Barry Seal del Toro.
Nice.
I just said it just to hear it, and it sounds really bad. Yeah, so he plays Barry Seal. He was a commercial airline pilot, I think, for United Airlines or something like that. And then he gets somehow, well, I won't spoil it, but he gets lured into smuggling drugs for the CIA.
Druggling smugs.
Druggling smugs for the CIA. And it's interesting because as you're watching it, it's one of those true stories where you're like, there's no way this was true. But apparently, I looked it up, a lot of the stuff that they, portray in this movie actually happened. Like the people that he was intimately connected with and smuggling drugs for and to were like Pablo Escobar and a bunch of high profile drug runners and drug kingpins that everyone would probably know if you saw a picture of them or if you heard about them in the news or
I was
something.
going to say, when you said his name, Barry Seal, I think this character is in the Netflix series Narcos.
Probably.
For a little bit.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but he does sound familiar.
Is Pablo Escobar in Narcos?
Yes, it's about Pablo Escobar.
Is it? Okay, I didn't know. Yeah, he's probably in there because he's a pretty major player, I guess, in all this. But it eventually turns into what is known to many people as the Iran-Contra affair, which you can look up. They have tons of stuff, of course, of that. But interesting movie. It has Tom Cruise doing a lot of ridiculous Tom Cruise things that he apparently... I didn't know this, but he is apparently a licensed pilot.
Okay.
Because he's Tom Cruise, of course. He can fly
Without a plane.
a lot of planes, and he can apparently fly without planes too in Mission Impossible. But yeah, there's a scene in here. It's not really a spoiler. There's a scene in here where he, a lot of the scenes are him flying his plane and just druggling smugs, as you say. And the one scene that is just absolutely wild is the first time he's doing it. He's flying over Louisiana or something, and he apparently first off, all the shots in this movie of Tom Cruise flying is actually just Tom Cruise in a plane by himself piloting this aircraft,
flying.
and there's a helicopter with the director and the director of photography or whatever in the helicopter somewhere close to Tom Cruise while he's just flying this plane, a very small plane. And there's a scene where the way that he initially envisions smuggling drugs is just doing airdrops. So there's a scene where he is flying his plane. He gets out of his seat and he's walking through the plane while it's still flying. No one is manning this plane, and he's opening up the floor of the plane and dropping packages out of drugs of cocaine and heroin or something. And this is all happening in real time, in real life. Tom Cruise is just walking around the plane doing crazy Tom Cruise stunts while the plane is flying just by itself, and it's the craziest thing ever.
I mean, autopilot?
I mean, I guess, but it's just that's just crazy to think about.
Tom Cruise
Is
is
that
a
not-
wild man.
is that not crazy to think
It's
about?
not crazy for me because autopilot exists.
Well, this was also, I mean, it probably did exist, but I don't know to what extent back in whatever, the 80s, I'm guessing this was.
I'm gonna assume maybe earlier than that.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know that autopilot actually exists.
Just in terms of it's just it's a very small, not very no frills plane. This is just there's a seat and then that's
Yeah.
it. It's like a cargo plane or something. So there's nothing in there, and it was just wild to look at. And I looked it up later, and it was yeah, Tom Cruise was just doing that. And apparently the director was really uncomfortable with him doing all these stunts himself, but he's Tom Cruise, so he did it. And then there's also a scene where like there's a plane crash. I think that was probably mostly CGI because I don't know how they would have done that.
No, that was real.
But there's just a lot of Tom Cruise things. But then on top of that, it's also tomfoolery, if you will, Tom Cruisery. No. Yeah, it's interesting.
There wasn't any of that.
It's a true story. It's wild enough to be an entertaining movie, and it's even more wild when you think about the fact that most of this probably happened. I don't know exactly like they showed, but it did happen. And then there's some good like twists and turns along the way, in terms of like subverting your expectations and things. They do a little Ryan Johnson action here and there, so it was a good movie. I had it on my top 10. I took it off for Dunkirk.
Wow. That makes me not want to see it if Dunkirk took its place.
Well, I put Dunkirk on there for different reasons.
Fair enough.
American Made is good. It's a good movie.
Nice.
Yeah, I would recommend it.
Any Scientology stuff in there?
I don't think so.
Say what we will about Tom Cruise, he can act mostly, and his work ethic for stunts is impressive.
I think
that's true.
He has one of the best work ethics in Hollywood.
I respect his grind, but he is a little bit loony.
Yeah, I mean, outside of film, I don't know much about him. I don't know if anyone really does. He seems like a nice guy in interviews. He's also a crazy Scientology man. I don't know. I mean,
I don't know. There's two sides to every coin.
Yeah, I don't know. In terms of, I will say that I enjoy most Tom Cruise movies.
Joints.
Most Tom Cruise joints. Most tomfoolery that I watch is good. His stunts is really the thing that...
Yeah.
Just watch Mission Impossible for the stunts alone. You'll be entertained.
All right, there's our review of Mission Impossible.
Yep.
Okay, now can you please slide an alarm clock segue into
right.
this bit?
So when I watched this, I was alarmed at how good it was. So I didn't expect it to be that good.
That
you know
was
what that
expert.
And I had to check my clock to make sure I hadn't gone back in time to what you want.
Have you guys ever have you guys ever set your alarm on your phone and then had it not go off?
100% yes.
That happens a lot.
Does it?
Mm-hmm.
Does that happen
so
to you?
much so that
I can't remember a time that's ever happened to me.
So you were saying that you were considering buying an actual alarm clock?
Yeah.
Was that a real thing?
Well, I don't think I'm going to like look for an alarm clock and put down money for an alarm clock and bring home an alarm clock.
Okay.
But
the thought crossed.
Exactly.
Because I'm notorious for not waking up to alarms. My parents and people I know don't like it because my phone will just sit there and just
ring forever.
Just go on. And at one point, I actually had
no, the dreaded sound of.
Well, I've had my current one is it's actually different. I have a thing now where I set like my bedtime and what time I want to wake up, and then it gradually raises the volume of the alarm, and it's a more pleasant sound. But before that, I had a couple alarms that were annoying to most people. One of them being the classic alarm sound.
That's the one.
That's the one. I had that, and that was horrible. And then I also had what was the other one? Oh, like a old phone ringing, like or like the classic ringing noise that you hear. And so I did that, and then I also had a couple songs. I had "Beast and the Harlot," the Harlow, by Avenged Sevenfold. Real tired of listening to that.
Setting a song as your alarm is the fastest way to hate a song.
So I still like that song. I just don't like the first 15 seconds.
Like,
I cannot listen to that song. Done. So yeah. So I hate that song now, mostly in the beginning. And then there was one other song that I had. But long story short, I can't wake up to alarms. So my mom actually bought me an alarm clock. Like a really nice alarm clock, actually. It's like this like vintage. It's a Ben Bridge. Like
it's an elitist alarm clock.
So first you take the alarm and then you turn it upside down.
It takes 5 minutes for the alarm to actually go off after you set it because
that's right.
And then you're gonna tap the alarm.
Tamp it down. You have to tamp it.
God damn it.
And you can choose what kind of you can choose the duration of the alarm, and it's a pretty hours. It's a nice alarm.
Does it work for you?
I don't use it. Yeah, nice. so that's the thing.
Have you ever used it?
No. sorry, Mom. That's a nice alarm clock. I haven't used it.
It's real nice.
Yeah, but like the point is that I'm so bad at waking up to alarms that it wasn't just like someone. It wasn't like I ever thought to myself, maybe I should buy an alarm clock. Mm-hmm. It was like someone else that I knew took time out of their day to be like, Dane needs an alarm clock because we're not dealing with this shit anymore.
They did an intervention.
That's right, and I feel like I felt a personal connection to you when you said that you needed to buy an alarm clock because that decision was
How about
made.
you just give me yours?
Well, that decision was made
not
for
using
me.
it.
That's true. I don't know where it is.
Wow.
I don't know where it is. It's
threw it in the garbage.
It's in the alarm
Abyss.
dimension.
Yeah.
It's in the Twilight
Wow,
Zone.
that was a lot.
Well, what do you do then? Like, if your alarm, like, do you just not wake up or?
I set like 7
40
alarms. I
alarms?
set like 8 alarms. Like, if I have to, let's say here's an example. If I have to wake up, if I have to be at work by 9, I'll set an alarm at like 6:45, 7, 7:15, 7:30, 7:45, 8, 8:15, and then the 8:15 one, I'll make sure is something really annoying. So like that's the absolute last second I need to be up.
Because you're already late at that point.
Because I'm pretty much already gonna be late. Yeah.
No, it was like 8:15. Jesus.
Yeah. Well, that's like. Well, I always make sure to have one of those emergency ones just in case it gets to that point. I've never had that happen, but
Does it always go off though?
yeah.
Yeah.
The 8:15 one.
Yeah. Or what the heck is that?
My alarm in general, they do always go off. Sometimes I'll just forget to set them. Mm-hmm. Because the thing about having all those alarms is that the first thing I do when I wake up is just sit on my phone and go.
Yeah.
And just deselect all the and just turn off all the alarms.
Yeah.
So then sometimes I'll forget to re-engage the alarms, and then I won't wake up.
So for me, what happened is I always do the method where I set one at like 40 minutes before I have to literally sit up in bed. And then once I do
40
sit
minutes?
up, yeah.
That's a specific.
It's
a Pacific.
It's so I can hit the snooze button. Yep. I think it's not 4 times. Yeah,
Let's
4
say 5
times.
times maybe.
Yeah, because it's
Is it
around
5 minutes or
it's
is it 10
around
minutes?
10 minutes, I think.
It's not.
Really?
The snooze on the iPhone is 9 minutes long.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, it's definitely less than 10. I'm not sure exactly how long.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I want to hit snooze a lot. And then when I sit up, I always watch YouTube or something like that for like 15 minutes. And then I'm ready to get out of bed. So yeah, neither of those alarms went off. And I think it might have been because I was trying a new thing. We've already talked about our bedtime routines.
Have we?
Because I talked about how I always watch a specific YouTube video.
Oh, yeah.
Not watch, but I listen to one. And it's about 30 minutes long. And I wanted to do the ambience thing. So I put on like a cityscape type ambiance video.
Is that like the sound of like cars or something?
So what it actually
like
was is Coruscant sounds from KOTOR, I think.
Just a little. Okay, cool.
Yeah, with like cars in the background.
I would like that. I don't like actual
It's
cars.
spacey.
You like hover cars.
I like space cars.
Space cars from Star Wars.
From the Star Wars.
Yeah, and every so often a lightsaber goes off.
Oh,
That's
I was
cool.
gonna ask. Do
And then
hear
you
any
get
lasers?
hard.
Do you hear any lasers go off?
And then you wake up with a raging erection.
Well,
We're just gonna let that sit. Yeah.
stand.
So, anyways, the bad thing about those ambiance videos, ambience, LaCroix, is that they last 8 hours for the most part, like 8
That's
or
insane.
10 hours, which is dumb. Like, do you need
You
that
only-
all night?
No, you need that for around like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe. 30 minutes?
So
An hour?
I'm not about to have a video playing for 8 hours like at night. So there's actually a feature on the phone where you can set a timer, and then once it's done, you can have it stop playing whatever's playing, which is pretty wild.
I didn't know that.
Where is that setting?
It's in the timer. You go to the types of alarm, the sounds that it could possibly be, and at the very end of that list is stop playing.
Really?
Check it out right now.
That's
Betty.
interesting. Okay. It's in timer?
Timer. Go to the sound. Very bottom. Stop
Wow.
playing.
Okay.
So yeah, I had used that before. I'm
I didn't
not
know
sure
that.
if
I did not know that existed.
yeah, it's kind of cool. It's made specifically for this purpose and this
No,
purpose only.
for you.
Yeah, that makes
Seems
it's
like.
a sleep timer. They have that on podcasts.
Yeah. and it works on podcasts. It may not work on this, but I had a bad sleep last night because I ate food incredibly late and drank soda. So the caffeine was going through me, so I didn't sleep very well. So I did have to I heard the sound go off, so I had to go back in my phone and restart it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's upsetting.
Yeah, so I feel like maybe in my, drunken, sleepy state, not actually drunken, but,
You're
sleepy.
Coke induced. Your Coca-Cola induced
Yeah, nice
slumber.
I may have somehow, disengaged the alarms or something like that. So, yeah, long story short.
Did you wake up late this morning?
Yes, and I had work. My employer called me 15 minutes after I was supposed to be there. She was like, "Sup?" Except not like that. But yeah, she called me and I was like, "Oh yeah, I have no clue what happened with my alarms. Like, I'm coming to work right now, but yeah, I'm gonna be late."
That's bad.
Yeah. So
It's unfortunate.
it's unfortunate,
Sorry,
but I'm not fired,
That's good.
so we're good. Yeah.
Yeah, I basically have the alarm set up. Like Dane, I have the bedtime alert to tell me when to go to bed, and then the alarm in the morning, and then another separate alarm. So I have to press, how when the alarm goes off, it says, quit or snooze. You have to press that twice to stop both of them. So but I don't. I snooze, once, and then...
Wait, did you say the alarm to go to bed?
Yeah,
well, it doesn't.
bedtime.
I don't have an alarm go off, but an alert will appear on my phone that
the
says,
bedtime,
"Hey, it's 11. Go to bed."
Yeah, there's a bedtime thing on the app or on the iPhone.
It's cool.
I'm having a stroke.
It's whoa.
I don't know why I have it, because I never actually go to bed when it tells me to, so it's just wasting my time, really, but...
Well,
nice
I have it...
It's a nice alert to tell me that I should be going to bed at some point.
Yeah, I have it as a reminder. I mostly only have that on because I like the gradual raising of the volume of the alarm.
Know what that is.
So in the morning, if you could set it for to wake up in 5 minutes, but the alarm will go it'll start at a very, very low volume, and it'll gradually increase for a few minutes until it's at its peak, so that you don't basically wake up with, it depends. I mean, you could just wake up when it's at its peak, and then you just hear this extremely loud alarm, but the idea is that it'll lull you to being awake.
Mm-hmm.
It'll gradually wake you up, so you don't just feel like you wake up and you're not like, what is happening?
With that turtleneck thing you have going.
Just retrieving my shell.
Yeah. And the song that always plays is...
Yeah. Fun fact, I wanted to use that song in a Vine, and I was trying to figure out what it was called. It's called Morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked it up. I was like, morning song that plays when it's the morning or something. It was like, oh, you mean Morning by Chekhov, Vlashchenlov. Is it Morning?
Nice.
By Rick and Morning.
I don't like that.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Guys, we've spent too long talking about our bedtime and wakey habits.
No, we haven't.
Do you have eggs and bakey every morning?
That's
yes
right,
or no?
I don't.
No. I wish, but...
Do you have breakfast every morning?
Yes.
No,
I was about to say
don't.
this actually. The other thing that you could say to alienate our audience is that you hate coffee. You hate tea.
That's
what
right.
What was the other one?
Sparkling water.
Oh, sparkling water and breakfast.
Yeah. I don't hate breakfast. I just don't eat it.
Okay. No, I would say that you're almost actively against it. I've offered to eat at breakfast restaurants before. In the morning, you've been like, I don't know about that.
Well, it's because it throws off my eating schedule.
Is it because it's in the morning, or is it because of the food?
Well, it's honestly because I don't want to wake up before lunchtime.
That is perfectly fair.
Yeah.
For the most part.
That's fair.
It's not super...
I'm in a bad place in my life as it comes to sleeping schedules.
I mean, I am too, so it's fair. I woke up when I texted you guys today. Let's look up what time I woke up today, because it's not.
It was late.
It's not normal.
I was on my way home from work.
It's not normal. I'm gonna say that.
I send those texts early in the morning and in the afternoon to make sure Dane is awake at that point in time, because I worry.
3:51 p.m. I just woke up. I'm gonna say it was probably around 10 to 15 minutes before that I actually woke up. And I was probably watching something on YouTube, or maybe just laying in bed being like, what is my life? What have I done?
Is it? Oh, it's nighttime.
Yeah.
Time to go to bed.
So I texted you guys pretty soon after I woke up. Okay. That's not good. I wasted my entire day, essentially. Half my day was wasted.
It doesn't feel good when you wake up at 4 in the afternoon and go, well, I can do stuff for a few hours, I guess. And
It's just terrible. And the other thing is that I'm probably going to be somewhat wide awake for the next few hours. So we're recording this kind of late.
That's right.
Well,
That's right.
All right, well, let's finally move on.
do we have... You said you didn't have any other movies to talk about or anything?
No.
Do you?
I don't believe I have any either. Shall we move on to video games?
Sure. Yes.
We skipped it last week. The week before that, I think we barely touched on it.
You're such a savage.
He just didn't respond. He's like, that didn't happen.
Because what is funny about that?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, actually, let's stop. What's funny about it, Coulter?
You just did a weird thing, and then I made fun of it. And here's the funny part.
You do this to me all the time.
That you didn't respond at all. That's what's funny to me.
That's fair.
I'm not meaning it as trying to make fun of you or be rude. It's just the fact that you didn't acknowledge it at all is what's funny to me.
Because that's the easiest way to deal with something when it isn't funny, is to just move on.
That's fair.
All right, video games. We've skipped them the last couple of weeks because we've been running short on time, but this time we have a lot of time.
That's true.
So,
Decent amount of time.
Anything you guys want to talk about right off the bat? Overwatch League.
That exists.
Yeah, I
favorite
guess
team?
that is something that we could talk about.
Dynasty, the Seoul Dynasty
Dynasty
from South Korea.
If people aren't aware, very quickly, Overwatch has become apparently so big and such a mainstay in the world at this point that it has its own, not just esports scene, its own esports league, similar to like, you know, MLB, NCAA, NFL. Now there's the Overwatch League with 12 teams.
I honestly don't know.
I'm gonna say 12. I could be.
That sounds
It
right.
might be like 16. I don't know. Between 12 and 16 teams, I'm gonna say. And it's odd. They're broadcasted. I'm assuming on Twitch. You can watch it on an Overwatch League app, similar to you doing that on like that's where I was watching it before. Which is kind of weird because like the NFL has its own app and like NBA and all.
I feel like you're trying to compare them to Major League Sports, and they're not. They're
Well, I don't know what else. I don't know what else to
nowhere
compare
near
it to
the
because it's
similar.
like it's setting it up exactly
Anything can
like
have
that.
its own app.
No.
Firstly.
Yes, but I mean like I wouldn't be surprised if this had its own. I don't want to say like TV channel, but that's about as close as it can get in like this day and age, by having its own. It's not on Twitch. It's not on like.
Oh, it's not on Twitch.
I don't think so. I think it's only on this app or like through Blizzard or something. I could be wrong about that. I don't know.
I hope you are, because that's a mistake to only have it on the app.
I'm not sure. I just think it's odd that Overwatch is popular. I get it, but it's strange that they were going all in on esports this hard.
I'm honestly surprised because I feel like of all the things that I want to watch, like Overwatch honestly isn't one of them. Like I love playing that game, but I don't care to watch any of it. Like I would much rather like watch a fighting game or like any other, like even another first-person shooter. Just something about Overwatch, like watching, is not like just not that fun for me. I don't know.
Nothing like that crazy is gonna happen.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Like honestly, it's the commentators who make it more exciting when like they just say some like crazy ass shite about like an ult going off, and you're like, okay, like I've seen that happen in a game before, but like someone has never shoutcasted it like that, and like that's fun to hear, but like it's not all that exciting to watch all the time.
Yeah, it's intriguing. I'm curious to see how popular this actually is.
I would be surprised to see that.
Because they put a lot of work into it. Like when we were watching it, so every team has their own skin in the game. They have a skin for every character. 26 characters is there?
Yeah.
It's a lot of characters to make skins for. They all are branded with like whatever the team name is and their colors. But then in the game, all of the like effects from like their weapons and like skills and stuff are all color coded to their team. So when you're watching it, it's like it looks like a completely different game. Well, not a completely different game, but like it looks like there's a weird like filter put on the game or something. But it's just the teams and their own little like setup, and it's kind of wild. So I don't know. They have like a whole new spectator mode for it. Like they put a whole lot of work into this, so it's interesting. But
yeah, I haven't watched any of it.
we were watching it a little bit before we started recording, kind of.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to go out of my way to watch it, but
No.
I'm
Nor would
intrigued. I don't know if I'll be like, oh my god, the match is on at 8 p.m. tonight. I have to like watch it right then.
There's just something about like the way that I would want to watch that match is like be able to like switch through the characters myself and like watch it myself and do that. But like it'll like pan out to an overhead view like the map and show like little tick marks with the characters on it. It's like that's not how I want to see a game being played. Like, I want to see the action.
Well,
like,
so they were doing that when the teams weren't fighting each other.
okay.
Like when they're like setting up their defenses or whatever, but then when it was actually fighting, they did it from what I saw, and I watched a little bit earlier before I left, like maybe 10 minutes worth, but they actually do a pretty good job of like, if like one of the examples was that like a Widowmaker was going in like killing a bunch of people, and then there was a Tracer actively trying to kill her, and so they kept switching between the point of view of the Widowmaker on the other team like taking people out, and then they kept switching to Tracer trying to get to Widowmaker. So and they were like narrating, they're like, oh, so and so is gonna have to take out Widowmaker, she's going for like Reinhardt or whatever, and so it would actually like keep switching between who they were talking about. And they actually did a pretty good job at like keeping the gameplay of like the crucial players at that
I'm sure
moment or
whoever's
whatever.
manning the switches on what channel to switch to has got it down pat.
It seemed pretty efficient. It seemed good, but still, I don't know how much of this I'm actually gonna watch.
I'm just in it for some of the skins.
The skins looked cool. Even in action, some of the ones I didn't really like, I appreciated the fact that it looked so good in game.
I'm still peeved that I'm not going to attempt to remember which teams the colors are, honestly, but there's two that are, one is just like mostly yellow and red, and then another one is
That's Shanghai
red
Dragons,
and mostly yellow. It's
and
just
that's Florida Mayhem.
choose different. Why do you have two inverse colors with each other? That's
I
the
don't
recipe
know.
for disaster.
And then they also had Philadelphia and San Francisco playing each other.
both orange.
They're both orange, but they're inverse. It's like gray and orange, and then the other one is like white and orange.
That's a terrible
Or like orange and
They
white.
do
One of
that
them is
in regular
mainly
sports
orange.
all the time.
Yeah,
but they also have multiple different uniforms to like offset that.
Yeah,
that's true.
aren't there uniforms? Are there in Overwatch like ones that are mostly orange on two different teams?
That's what I was talking
Yes.
about. Philadelphia and San Francisco are predominantly orange and white, or like orange and gray. And when they were playing, I think they made one of them like their effects or something more white or something like that. Like it wasn't like two orange teams fighting each other. It was
But it's like in other like in actual sports, like okay, one team usually has like a dark, very dark color jersey. The other team has the lighter colored jersey. Whereas in this, it's like Reaper or like McCree and on one of the yellow red teams is like bright yellow, bright red, and then on the other side it's bright red and bright yellow. And so it's just the same colors are just like swapped on their like armor, and it's like impossible to look at them. Like okay,
Yeah.
Also, those are
I'd have to
McDonald's
see it.
colors, and it's bad.
That's really the problem.
That's honestly the part.
That's the main problem.
Is yellow and red are two bad colors to put together. Don't do that. But you did twice.
Yeah,
Alright.
some of the color choices are questionable, but
One of the green teams, bad.
And why does LA have two teams?
They have to.
Why does California have three teams?
That's where most people.
Why
are, I guess.
doesn't Washington have one team?
We don't have enough skilled Overwatch players.
We could have done it. No,
We could have done
We
it.
could not have
No,
done that. The level of play that I was watching was astronomically higher than I'll ever reach.
Yeah. They just have a much better understanding of how to make teams.
I guess so.
I guess we don't.
I don't know.
All right, Dane. I know this has been burning a hole in your pocket for some time now. Can you please explain your deep dive into MMOs?
Yeah, so, Coulter, I know you don't want to hear this, so I'll keep it very brief, but I recently decided to throw my life in the toilet and start World of Warcraft
And
again.
start more new lives.
Yeah, that's right. So my life was getting pretty terrible, so I thought, why not make a new one in Azeroth? And at this point, I guess I've played a lot more than I even really intended initially. My initial goal was 2 podcasts ago, I think. I said that I wanted to be level 60 by the next week, which I didn't hit. I hit like level 50, which was pretty close.
Yeah, that's close.
It was like 49 or something like that. I hit 60 today on my Blood Elf Paladin.
Okay.
I've been playing with a friend, so I've only really been playing that when we're both online. But then I also used my level 100 character boost to make a Draenei Shaman, which is interesting because I've never played an Alliance class, or Alliance race. before.
Okay.
What were we gonna say?
You corrected yourself. So
Alliance Race. So that's kind of interesting to. I guess it doesn't matter as much now. I mean, the new expansion. So, the new expansion is levels 100 through 110. So, I made this shaman, which I had never played before. So it's kind of a gamble, but it's kind of cool because when you start the expansion, regardless of whether you start it with a boost or not, you're basically coming into this new area called the Broken Isles with like on a ship of your faction. So like if it's the Horde, you're coming in with like a bunch of orcs and all this stuff, and then you're all flying in to fight the Legion. And then of course if you do Alliance, you come in with like a bunch of Alliance warships, and it's a little bit different because I tried it on both. But if you do the level 100 character boost, you get to do a little like little combat trial / tutorial on the boat against like some enemies that are like attacking. Like it's like, oh, we're getting stormed by the Legion or whatever, and then they attack, and you get to kind of try out your moves. So I played a few different classes to see which one I liked, and Shaman seemed fun, so I did that, and then ended up really liking it actually, and leveled it to 110. So now I'm.
Can you please not assume the Shaw person's gender?
The what?
Shaw woman.
Sorry, the Shawzer. Zeezer Zimmerman.
Shawzer.
The Shawzer. Yeah, it's been really fun. I'm at the level cap for now, so I have been doing like the heroic level dungeons and then gearing up to raid, which will be fun. And yeah, it's been interesting. I've played a lot. It's still fun for some reason, even though it shouldn't be, because it's very much a grind. But yeah, it's been good. But I didn't stop there.
No, you didn't.
I started up Final Fantasy XIV again, which you've been playing, Jordan.
I have. I started when you started your descent into madness. I thought, why don't I do it too? And my subscription had been running forever. I didn't cancel it, but I decided to start playing it again.
We played it. When did we actually play it on PS4? Was it 2014?
A few years
or was
ago.
Was it 2015?
Yeah. I'm gonna say 14.
Yeah, so a while back, Jordan and I both played Final Fantasy XIV, the good version of the Final Fantasy MMO, on the PS4 for a long time. I think we hit the level cap on console. And then I started it very briefly on PC, but didn't play it too much, like, back in the summer, was it?
I think so.
Like,
probably close to almost a year ago.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so, no.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, yeah. So I guess it had been a while. So my subscription had lapsed, but we kind of had a rift in our friend group. Not really, but an artificial rift, because I and a few other friends were playing World of Warcraft. And then Jordan and I had been playing Final Fantasy, but then it really turned into only Jordan playing it.
Listen.
Which is fine.
It's a game that you buy. Play it by yourself, right?
Sure.
You can play by yourself.
Sure.
I shouldn't be judged for playing this game that I bought.
I'm not
and
saying...
I feel like you're judging me.
I'm not. I mean, I bought it too, and I resubscribed because I wanted to play with you.
Yeah, only a year after I did, but it's okay.
Okay. Anyway,
No,
so now we're playing it, and it's fun. I'm trying to catch up. It's going to be a little bit of a process, but it's very fun. It's, in a lot of ways, a better MMO than World of Warcraft is. World of Warcraft is fun to me because it's very, like, pure MMO. Like, the gameplay, I think, is pretty fun. But Final Fantasy definitely, has that Square Enix charm. It has the banging music, the cool cinematics. It looks better. The combat animations are probably better. The spells look better. It's just kind of like a new age World of Warcraft, essentially, but better in a lot of ways. But I'm enjoying both, and my life has been completely absorbed by those two games, really. And then, of course, like PUBG and things like that. But that's been my life for the past, 2-ish weeks.
And it will continue to be until your max level prestige.
Until you drown in Cheeto dust.
Until I don't have any more socks to poop in.
Yuck.
So you need to do laundry.
No, I have. I mean, it's a joke, but I have. I have kind of felt. I mean, it's not a joke.
Felt like
it's
pooping
not.
in a
It's
sock.
not a joke. I have pooped in socks. I have pooped in a few socks actually, and let me say, it's a fun experience.
Please continue.
Just filling up a nice sock.
Just fill up, and the good thing is that I have a lot of socks.
Not anymore, you don't.
Well, not anymore. That's right. But that's right. But something like like tube sock is a much different experience than like a crew cut sock,
ankle sock,
like an ankle sock. Yeah, because with the tube sock, you have maybe if you haven't pooped in as long, you have way more of like a distance to travel into the sock than you would an ankle sock.
Coulter, what have you been playing?
World of Warcraft, and I have been pooping in socks.
No, all I was gonna say is that people joke about getting addicted to these things. I do kind of feel that I do feel that pull to be like, well, I'm so close to like level whatever, or like all I have to do is one more dungeon, or one more like whatever it is, because they're constantly like drip feeding you with shit, and it has actually been I don't want to say detrimental to my life, but it's been like I feel the addiction growing, so it's a real thing, guys.
You heard it here first. The birth of a scrub.
That's right. The birth of a nation, if you will.
The birth of a shaman, if you will.
A Shazer.
Birth of Shazer. Well,
that's all I got, really. I mean, we've been
Esmeralda.
We've been getting some. My character's name is Esmeraldo. I also made my paladin is named Bolgemus.
Mm-hmm.
Bolgemus and Esmeraldo.
Bolgemus is I was a fan of that one, and then I made. Kind of an inside joke, but I made a character on Final Fantasy called Imstilla Virgin, which is the only way to pronounce it. It's not I'm still a virgin.
No.
It's Imstilla space Virgin,
mm-hmm.
Which is a completely real and not funny name. It's a real name for a warrior, and I don't want you guys to make jokes about it.
Coulter, I don't know how much experience you have with this situation I'm about to bring up, but whenever I'm playing a game like an MMO or even like an RPG, I never like jokingly name my character because I don't want to see that stupid ass name. Like when I play my character, like I want them to look fucking badass, and then if they have a name like fucking like Cross Chopper or something, like I'm just not gonna have fun at all looking at that. It's just stupid.
I'm not with you. I'm sorry.
You want to go for this?
Look, you named your character on Dark Souls. What do you name it?
Penis the Big.
That's so good.
Fair enough.
Penis, comma the Big.
That's amazing.
Yeah, no. If I have a chance to do like a silly name in a game like that, I will. Do you name yourself in Breath of the Wild?
No.
No, you don't.
No.
Right.
My name is
You're Link.
I've had very few like opportunities, but I have taken them.
You can name your horse in Breath of the Wild, which.
Didn't you name your horse?
I named it Shad.
Yeah,
Shad.
I named mine Francis.
Chad.
Francis.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Why is that?
I don't know.
I feel like you're projecting something. We're gonna have to boil you down later and figure out.
What would that be? I don't know what that would be.
I don't know. I don't. It's.
I was a real big fan of House of Cards. Francis Underwood.
Is that why you named it that?
No.
Okay.
I was a big fan.
I have seen one episode of House of Cards and I hated it.
None of this is true. Then you're just like, oh, I did.
None of it is true. No, I was making a joke
it.
about how most people used to love House of Cards before Kevin Spacey was a rapist.
Okay.
He was a rapist already when the show was out.
Well, that's true, but we didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore,
he wasn't really, was he?
It's all in your mind, I guess.
That's right. That's right.
Man is the real monster.
No, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's all I got. I thought I had something else to say. No, that's all I got for the video juegos.
I was trying to remember. I had a horse named something X. It was like Velocity X or something like
Weapon X.
Yeah, just
Velocity
something
X is a
so epic.
Sick name.
That's such a badass name.
It wasn't that, but that was pretty good. Have you guys heard of the PS2 game Hot Wheels Velocity X? I think is what it's called. Maximum Overdrive or something like that.
Are you just adding things onto the end?
Let me go get
it. That's insane.
It is real.
Velocity X Maximum Overdrive Hyperspeed Space Flyer.
Wow, I just immediately found it. Yes, Hot Wheels Velocity X. Oh, Maximum Justice.
That's even better. Why is it called Maximum Justice?
This is incredible. There's two like subtitles.
Drive like
and
you've
they're both
never
intense.
imagined.
Are you great. A superhero car?
No.
Hot Wheels. Was it Velocity X Maximum Justice? Okay.
That's a great game.
That sounds like a Kingdom Hearts.
It's not a great
subtitle.
game, actually. I played it as an adult, and it's garb.
This is a Kingdom Hearts subtitle.
It's a little
Hot
better.
Hot Wheels Velocity X.
There's not a math
Maximum
problem.
Justice a 359 over 6
over Roman numeral 5.
Yeah, over Roman numeral 5 part 3.
Yeah.
Number 3.
That's an incredible name.
It's great.
All right. So other than Hot Wheels Maximum X Velocity Drive Overdrive, that's
Justice
Omega.
Extreme.
Omega Justice. Have you been playing anything else?
Hot Wheels mostly, but no,
I can see why.
Other than Hot Wheels, Coulter.
I've been upping my stream game, and you guys can find our streams on It's Not So Subtle on Twitch, but yeah, I've been figuring that out. I got myself a webcam, got myself a keyboard, got myself a mouse,
and he's
got myself a gun. No, just kidding.
Oh, hey.
It's my right.
That's
to
true.
own a firearm.
Yeah, to bear an arm.
Because the government isn't going to come for you, and what are you going to do?
Fight back.
That's right, with your gun
your
that you bought because you can. Why would you... It's never been an American to say no to something that they can do just because they can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So if you can own a gun, why don't you?
I don't know.
Buy a gun, Jordan.
If the guy from a Serbian film owned a gun, a lot of the stuff wouldn't have happened.
He could have just been like, look...
Wait, he had a gun at the end, though. Where'd he get that?
He took it off one of the cops.
Okay.
Look, if they wanted him to film one of those scenes, he could have said, I'm not filming the scene. And they would have said, you sure are, bud. And then he would have taken out his gun, and they would have said, you sure aren't, bud. And then he would have left.
Yeah. Okay, anyways, mostly been playing Overwatch and PUBG. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
You did have a difficulty saying both of those.
On purpose difficulty. Yeah, not too much insane happened, but I did get one situation where it was me and Colin, a friend, Kermit. No, we can say his name.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, we were in a duos match, and it went up to the last. It was just us and one man behind a rock. And in this classic scenario, it's all about where the zone goes.
Yeah.
So the zone
the nose
was advantageous to the rockman because he didn't have to move at all out behind his rock. So I was able to make my way towards him. There was a car in between where I was and him. I made my way to the car. I was safe.
As you do.
As you do. Me and Colin were both alive. I'm thinking 2v1. We got this.
You can't lose.
You can't lose a 2v1.
You never lose.
Odds are stacked in our favor. I'll leave it to say. Anyways, let's carry on here. Colin died.
Wow, just like that.
Just like natural causes?
He got sniped. Okay. Natural causes. He did get sniped by Rocky.
He was just like...
He got sniped by Rocky Balboa. And I was let down.
With his Kar 98.
Yeah, no, the guy had a Kar 98 and was a wicked sniper.
He was a wicked man.
I don't know if Colin watched his kill cam, but mine was just insane. I've already spoiled what's happening, but...
That's true.
I see this guy, I'm thinking, this guy's done. I throw my grenades. They're bad throws. I don't get them.
They're horrible throws.
I have 3 grenades. None of them hit.
Grenades are tough in that game anyway, so can't blame you.
There's a red line that's supposed to tell you like where you're throwing, and it doesn't.
It doesn't help at all.
It's trash. I think maybe it does like super close range, but
it gives you a rough idea of what direction it's
like,
going to go in. That's
like,
about
you can
it.
like angle enough, like, okay, I'm gonna throw it through that window, but once you hit wherever like the line stops, it just goes wherever it wants to after that. You cannot predict where it's gonna like roll or jump to.
What it should have is a little trajectory that goes off the wall, showing you. No, they shouldn't have that.
Some high level stuff.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
On a bomb.
Excuse me. Yeah, so
excused.
I was leaning out from the car. Had my 4x scope aimed down, ready to go. Like you do. I had a SKS, which is not a one-hit kill for the most part.
No, but...
Unless they're weak.
That's true, but at that point... Headshot?
Is a headshot a one-hit kill with the SKS?
Yes. I think a
Yes.
headshot might be a one-shot kill.
I think a headshot kill with any of those high-powered like marksman rifles is probably a one-shot kill. But he did have a helmet on.
He did have a helmet on. So did I think. And mine might have been damaged, actually. That might be how he got me. But, yeah, so he had a Kar 98, a more powerful rifle. Let's say it.
A bolt-action sniper rifle.
A bolt-action sniper. It's you shoot one shot, and you hope it kills.
One shot to the head with a Kar 98 is definitely going to kill someone.
Yeah. So, anyways, I lean out. I'm trained on him. I don't see him, but I'm trained on where he's going to peek. Mm-hmm. And then he peeks. I shoot my gun, and immediately after I shoot my gun, he kills me by shooting me in the head. And I never know what happened. But I was trained directly on his head. Like, it would have hit his head 100%.
In the kill cam, it definitely looks like he would have domed him.
Did you fire a shot?
I did fire shot 100%. We have the footy. And then I looked at the kill cam, and then he whips out from behind the rock super fast and just destroys
He John
me in
Wicks
the head.
you.
He John Wicks me in the head so fast, and my gun doesn't go off in the kill cam.
I don't know if this is what happens, but I do know there is this isn't a theory, it's like a real thing that happens in Rainbow Six. It's called Peeker's Advantage, which is where if you are staring at a doorway or something, you know someone's behind the doorway, it's more advantageous to be the first person to peek around the corner because the game registers that first than it does like the visual like cue on the other end. It's by like milliseconds, but it like that can affect the way it happens in a game.
Wait, I don't understand. It's more advantageous for you to peek around the
Yes,
corner
because
first?
the game registers like your action gets an advantage over the person waiting to see you. Like it takes longer for the game to register that on like the server
I see.
side,
Okay,
you know?
yeah.
So
Yeah. I do think that I may have been interneted.
yeah.
I think that I may have been taken advantage of by the internet. So
might have been
that was
FCC.
upsetting. Yeah. And there's clips to prove what occurred. So we have the white papers and the blue papers
That's right.
Were
We have
you
all the colored paper.
with us, Coulter, I can't remember if it was you or with another
and the
person.
pink slips.
Where we got up, we landed near the Weasley's house, which is an area we usually drop in, and were immediately killed by hackers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like the first
was
legitimate
legitimate.
time I'd seen. Like I knew for sure. I was like, yeah, there's no fucking way because this guy. Like I remember the.
I
kill
was the
cam.
first one to get killed, yeah.
I remember Dane like went down by a Tommy gun. I was like, oh, it was a Tommy gun. He has to be close. It's a submachine gun. And then I immediately went down after. I was like, what? There's no way. And then the kill cam was just some guy on the other side of a village, like a village across from us, just like
Through
shooting
mountains.
over a hill. Just
Yeah.
like, what is happening?
Yeah.
No, it was. I was behind a building, and like we know that map really well.
Yeah.
So like, especially that area. So he would have shot me through like 4 walls, like throughout multiple like distances, which is first impossible.
Yeah.
There's like a hill between them. He's like, a minute's run away. It's just not. It's not possible with any gun.
He was hacking.
He
That's
was
all there
definitely-
is to it.
He was 100% hacking, and I had never died in that game or any game really, and so fast been like, no,
Yeah.
that's not, no.
Like I will say it as a joke, but that time I knew 100% that I
Yeah.
wasn't joking that time. I was like, no, there's.
I mean, there's always the
no
classic
way.
joke where if someone is better than you, they're hacking.
They're obviously hacking.
Yeah, they're
There's no
obviously
way.
hacking, but this time the guy was definitely hacking.
Yeah. Honestly, though, watching before this and after that happened, I looked up aimbot videos for PUBG. They're just the most insane thing like you've ever seen. Like they have this like ridiculous like hacker just like vision like screen. It's like they can like pinpoint like triangulating your position on the screen with just like dots. Like oh, it went red. Now I can fire like up in the air, and because the game calculates like the bullet drop, you can just shoot someone from like a billion miles away and just aim in the headshot perfectly. It's insane.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
I watched like one where just some dude was playing like this just like very generic hip hop like sounding song while he was just like blasting. He got like 37 kills in a match. I was like, yeah,
That's too much.
that's complete insanity.
That's too much.
The only other notable thing was we're in a game, me, Dane, and Jordan. Colin died early on.
Yeah.
Don't spoil the end of this because I'm going to show the clip and they'll see for themselves. So, yeah, basically what happened, me, Dane, and Jordan held out till the end. We waltzed out. There were 2 men, I think, left. And we're next to some silos. And me and Dane go down. They gunned us down. I was
stuck-
in an incredibly
The circle stuck
bad.
me behind a silo, and I had to run for it. And
It was really unfortunate.
yeah.
And in the clip, you'll see that I run in a direction to run around the silo because the zone is infringing. And then I see a grenade like hit the ground right in front of me, and I just turn around and like go the other way around it. And that's honestly probably what killed me. But
Yeah.
So and then we
I remember that,
we
actually.
spectate Jordan. It's all on him at this point. Were there
Against two men.
The classic
remaining at
2-on-1
that
situation.
point? Yeah. It's looking a little rough for
A
Jordan.
Rocky Balboa situation, but this time it was a Rocky silo.
Yeah. You kill the first man. And then on the second man, the final man that needs to be killed, right as he comes around the corner, my whole internet like freezes. The screen freezes. And there's one of 2 possibilities. 1, you gun him down. 2, you get gunned down. And I was just sitting there waiting like, you can
what-
see my face
yeah.
moving in the face cam like,
What's the screen gonna say?
yeah. And so, yeah, you can see for yourself what happened.
He's on the other side of this.
Nope. There's a grenade. Am I gonna die?
Am I gonna die?
We're down. Jordan, we're down.
Oh boy.
He's behind the rock throwing a grenade now. I'm
Will
dead.
that hurt you?
Actually hit me.
To your right. Yes!
Let's fucking go.
My internet was so bad that I didn't see any of that final fight.
That final fight was me pre-firing and wrecking that man. Yeah.
But yeah, that was exciting.
That was fun.
That's pretty much it.
That was the situation when I got there. I was like, okay. Like, I was actually in a pretty good spot. The zone was slightly ahead of me. I was like, okay, well, if I sit here, like, there's two guys. They're going to have to, like, pincer attack me because that's the smartest thing to do. They didn't. They decided to one-on-one me twice, which is a mistake. Yeah. I ain't going to lose that fight.
One-on-one, you done.
Yeah. And, like, one guy came around and just got wrecked. The other guy almost killed me. If you see my health bar, very minimal at the end of that fight.
I'm going to say that you had possibly the lowest amount of health I've seen.
I would have been killed by another bullet, but I heard him coming around the corner. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna start shooting my M4 just before, like, I'm gonna pre-fire him.
It's a good strat.
He just ran out of the bullets.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
He went down fast.
You get got.
Yeah,
If you have a nice size clip, it's
Yeah.
a good idea to just fire it. In
Part
PUBG.
of me, when I was
if
young,
you have a
I was
lot
like,
of ammo in the reserves, just fire it.
I have
If you're already in like a situation, if
Sure.
you're like scoping on a guy from a million miles away, don't
No,
fire.
full
obviously,
full
yeah.
auto fire at him.
Full auto, just
From a
spray.
million miles away.
In that situation, I debated. I had a UMP. I was like, is the UMP gonna be better, but the M4 is more powerful? And I stuck the M4 because that's my go-to.
Nice.
I would have gone UMP. But you also won, so who knows?
So next time, M4 always and forever.
That's true. UMP is my favorite gun in that game.
It's a good gun.
It's great.
It's no revolver, but it's a gun.
It's no R45.
It's just a
But what
cool
is?
gun. Just a big old revolver.
Feeling lucky. Punk.
Is
That's
that
like
a-
what people say when they have a revolver, I think.
Is that a reference?
It's Dirty Harry, I believe.
Oh,
44 Magnum.
yeah. Anything else, Colter?
No.
Okay. I don't have...
What have you been playing, Jordan?
Not much.
Okay.
I've PUBG. Been playing more Overwatch lately, honestly. I'm having good fun with that. I usually hate it, but lately it's been
Shut
fun.
up. You hated it because you wanted to be a contrarian. Just say it.
Yeah. No,
You wanted to just be...
No, it honestly got stale for me. Like, there was
It
like
is stale for me.
like it,
Still.
it's fun for me now because like we were playing with like 5 people most of the time, and that's fun to have that many people and just hang out. But I don't know. It's like, okay, I'll try playing more characters. I was like, oh, I'll focus on Genji because I didn't play him a lot on the PC and been having fun with that. It's always fun to play Widowmaker, even though it's like 80% of the time I won't do anything in a match, but
Yeah.
the 20% of the time that you get a good match with Widowmaker,
Yeah, I've definitely been trying new characters too, because yeah, that does induce
Yeah.
variety into it.
But other than that, Final Fantasy, just been playing that a lot. I'm basically, my character is max level. I'm able to do not the highest tier content, but like the second highest level. So I've just been kind of working my way through that. I basically completed the Stormblood expansion a while ago. I don't know if I ever brought that up, but
The
yeah.
latest one.
Yeah, the latest expansion. It's all really great. That game is fantastic, and I will continue to play it.
Well done.
I'll catch up to you soon, bud.
You'll get there. And honestly,
It's fun.
It's good. Like the part that Dane's at is like really a bunch of fetch quests like in a row, which aren't that fun. But once you get to the second expansion, or the first expansion rather, Heaven's Ward, like it's so much better. Like the story is actually interesting in that game, and also the environments in that expansion are just fantastic. And,
Yeah.
like,
No, I'm excited to get
You
there.
can like not cheat. You can buy your way to the top if you want, but like there's just no point in doing that because you can experience like there's so much content in that game. Like
Yeah.
it's not worth it to just skip through to the end.
I will say that right now the quests I'm doing are very tedious.
They
They're
mostly are.
they're frustrating. And they're the definition of fetch quests. It's like, go here, talk to this person.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to go back and talk to that person that you just talked to in the other town. You go back and talk to them. They're like, but you were supposed to do something when you were over there. Did you do it? You
Yeah.
go back, you do that again, and then it's just...
The setup is like do
So tedious.
10 like run back and forth like fast travel points, talk to someone, and then fight like a giant boss. Like it'd be much better if they were just like if they cut all those quests except for the boss fights.
The boss fights are cool.
fun and
Those
cool
are really
looking.
cool. Yeah, I don't know. And I'll also say that even like the story quests in A Realm Reborn, like the main game,
It's hit or miss. I mean, honestly, like, the stuff is not, like, it's not interesting enough to just be, like, that I'm, like, fully invested in watching every cutscene and, like, reading all the dialogue, but...
There's a lot.
There's a lot, but it's, like, interesting enough where I can just scan through what they're saying and, like, okay, I know what's happening, and, like, when a voiced cutscene happens, I watch it, because it's an interesting enough to, like, drag you through, like, hundreds and hundreds of hours of gameplay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I mean, it is good.
It's not
It's a Final Fantasy game. It feels like a Final Fantasy game when it shouldn't.
Yeah.
So it's fun.
Well,
Nice.
should we call it here?
Yeah,
If we're done talking about stuff.
Actually, also want to bring up, I did buy, this happened a while ago, I just haven't started playing it. I did buy the Kingdom Hearts 1.5, 2.5 HD Super Omega Maximum Overdrive Justice Remix, but I haven't started
when it was on
playing
sale,
Justice.
right? The winter sale.
So
It was a hot deal.
Yeah, I think I got it for like $20 or $25, which is a steal for
Basically all the Kingdom Hearts
50
games.
games.
Yeah.
So I will probably end up playing that at some point. I don't know if I want to actually play through the first one, but I think I might, just for old time's sake.
The classic.
The first one is the better of the two.
That's a bold statement.
I'm going to do the thing that you always do.
Is it though?
What? When do I do? Meh.
All the
Not meh, but you always go, You always do that.
Oh, that's true. Wait, hold on. Are you serious? Is the first one not better than the
Okay.
second? I feel like
The
almost...
first one has more interesting gameplay, and it's not as straightforward. There's actual, like, interesting dynamics, and, like, you don't always know what you have to do at every single moment. The second one is so straightforward gameplay-wise, you can just, like, play it in your sleep, almost. But there's, like, a lot more interesting things happening kind of visually, and it's more sleek, and I don't know.
The second, and honestly, the second one, like, the gameplay is a little bit more streamlined, but, like, it looks fucking incredible when you're doing, like, the ridiculous, like, supercharged attacks. You, like, transform. Like, that stuff is crazy looking. It
There's
looks really
more of
good.
that in the second one.
Yeah.
I mean, the
there's
second
almost
one...
none of that in the first one. And the first one, have you played through the beginning of the first game? Because Destiny Island or whatever is great, but it's a fucking drag to play through that. It's, like...
I disagree with that.
You think it's fun walking around collecting coconuts from a tree and rope and water and talking to Titus and Waka and all those trash bags.
Yeah, I like that.
I
don't know.
can't.
I'm not saying it's like
It's
the
charming.
pinnacle of gaming achievement.
It's charming
Yeah, it's
the
charming.
first time, but when you are playing through it again, like, that part is tedious.
I will say that when I played that as a child, not even a child, somewhat, I thought it was very charming and cute. I did not like doing that recently.
It's not fun running through there. Even, like, recruiting Goofy
I
and
get what you
Donald.
mean, Coulter.
Like, it
I mean,
just
it doesn't take that long.
It took...
It's hours. It's at least a couple hours of...
It takes, like, 2 hours, probably. 3 hours to get the gummy ship and to, like, really start the game. It's probably around 3 hours.
Yeah. And, like, that...
Well, that's true, but...
And also just, like, some of the other things.
Because other than that, like, the game is pretty, like, straightforward in the beginning. It's pretty linear. Somewhat. I mean, you can, like... To be fair, actually, it might have been a little bit longer artificially for me because I stayed on Destiny Island to grind levels. That's a legitimate thing.
It is, but...
Fighting
really
against
need
Waka
to.
and timing the, like
Parries,
the blocks, the parries.
Tech.
Yeah, and also doing
Tech
the same
points.
thing with, I forget her name, the one with the whip, or the jump rope or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then fighting Titus. Also, if you do all those, you can get some good levels in there. It's not necessary. I think I played it on the higher difficulty level. Is it Proud? Is that what it is? I don't know if I did Proud. I thought there was one outside of that. I don't know.
Even
Anyway,
higher than that? No.
No. I mean, like, instead of, like, Proud mode, I thought there was, like, a difficulty setting that you can choose.
Yeah, there is. Proud is the highest difficulty.
What's the one? Well, it doesn't matter. Whatever. I thought I chose something
Normal.
other than, like, the normal one. But maybe I'm wrong.
Not quite as proud.
Still somewhat
A little
proud,
proud.
but a little scared of
A little proud, but you're still a little humble.
that's what the difficulty level is called.
But you're still a little humble.
But you're still a little humble.
So
That's our Kingdom Hearts bit of the week. Amine Corner.
Aminu?
Disney May Corner.
There you go.
So maybe I'll jump back into that soon. Not 100% sure, but
Jump back into Destiny Islands.
this is completely unsubstantiated. But I was reading a chat log in Final Fantasy, and someone said that Kingdom Hearts 3 was confirmed for this year. Had anyone heard about that?
No.
I cannot confirm.
Okay.
But I'm still willing to bet money that it won't come out this year.
Well, random person in Final Fantasy 14 begs to differ.
Really? What was the context? Was it just like
Someone
KH3 2018, guys?
Well, I can't remember exactly what it was, but they were talking about Square Enix, and they're like, "Oh, I'm so like they finally announced Kingdom Hearts 3 releasing this year."
I did
Possibly
not.
look it up right now. It'll take 5 seconds, but if that's true, joke's on you. Also, I'm 100% certain that you made a bet that if the game does come out this year, you were going to buy it for us.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Coulter, you may be
It's now
getting
on film.
Kingdom Hearts 3
I'm excited.
for free.
Remember when that was going to come out for Xbox?
Is it
It
not
is.
going to anymore?
I thought they took that away.
Nope, it's still coming out.
No, I'm right.
All 5 people who want to play that on Xbox probably will. So, anything?
Okay, so this was from July 15th, 2017. It says
No.
Kingdom Hearts 3 will launch sometime in 2018. A new trailer for the game confirms. Director Tetsuya Nomura debuted the footage during D23. Blah blah blah. Buried at the tail end was 2 words fans have longed for since Kingdom Hearts 3 was announced 4 years ago. Coming 2018.
Yes.
I still stand by that.
But that was a year.
That it
that
will
was
not release this
6
year.
months ago.
Yeah.
This man said this 2 days ago.
Yeah, I know. Maybe he was just talking about that. I feel like we would have seen that though.
It's possible. Again, rumor mill. The grapevine was talking.
Not even saying this because obviously I wanted to. I would be happy if it came out like this second, obviously, but I just don't foresee it coming out this year.
Well,
I don't know. A lot of these news articles are saying that D23 trailer revealed that, but I don't remember that. I don't know. I feel a little unsure of that.
I'm confident it's coming out this year.
Really.
It's been too long. They need to get their shit done.
Guys, here's a fun little tidbit. Pretty sure. Let's see. I'll look up the date to verify, but I'm pretty sure that Kingdom Hearts 2 I released and I played during spring break of 4th grade.
Sounds right.
That's
4th or 5th
insane.
grade. Yeah.
That's not okay.
Time flies. I hope
I thought
Sora.
there was going to be some sort of story.
Well, no, I mean, just think about that.
I
I've already thought about that.
I hope
It's-
Sora
We're
is
24 years
a
old.
full-grown man
Yeah, it's-
in Kingdom Hearts 3. I hope he has a beard in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Is Haley Joel Osment like on crack or anything, or is he actually going to do
I think
voice
he's
acting for?
A healthy person. I don't
Is
know.
he?
I
Oh,
have
maybe
no
that was
idea.
no. That was what's his name?
Haley Joel Osment.
No, Macaulay Culkin.
Oh. Similar.
He's not doing well.
I saw a picture that had a little funny thing with it that I can't remember, but it showed a picture of him.
Of who?
Macaulay Culkin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, it was him like back in the day, and then it was him crack addict, and then apparently there's a new picture of him where he's like a normal human being.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Second chances. All right. I think we're done with video games forever.
Forever.
We're done. Until Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out, we're done with video games.
Alright.
Nothing's coming out for the next couple weeks.
Shouldn't be too long before it
Monster
comes
Hunter
out.
actually comes out next Tuesday? Tuesday after?
You're gonna get the
26th.
PS4 bundle.
Do you mean like the limited edition PS4 Pro? Or like,
I think there's some sort of PS4 bundle.
There's a
of
PS4
Monster
Pro
Hunter.
console
yeah.
that they announced a week ago for some reason.
That I'm pretty sure that got announced or like rumored earlier because I remember
It did, but I think
showing
probably
that.
only for Europe.
Yeah.
And then they
Europe.
announced it like it might have been Europe. They might
It's
have.
him, champ.
No, I know. I'm just holding this.
Keeping it
They
safe.
might have released it like or announced it like like 3 days ago or something.
Yeah.
Which makes no sense.
Because I remember seeing the Monster Hunter 1 like when it got released in Japan or Europe or whatever. I was like, I literally had just bought mine like before, but all right. At the
You
end
have
of,
a sick white one though.
it is
Actually, what they
fresh.
announced was that the white one is being available standalone,
Oh,
and they're doing the Monster Hunter one.
okay. Well, just take everything special away from me. At the end of each show, Wacky Wednesday, we pull a movie out of the bag, and I'm going to do that right now. We're going to watch it next week, so please watch it, and you can follow along with our conversation, hopefully.
If you want to see what's on the list, go to our website, itsnotsosubtle.com.
It's also a pinned Twitterino on our Twitter page at It's Not So Subtle on Twitter.
It's a pin Tostino. Totino? Tostinos. Tostitos.
Tostino is not a thing.
Tostitos.
Totino?
Totinos.
Totino is a thing. Tostito is a thing. Tostino is not a thing.
What if they merge?
Okay.
That'd be sick, dude.
No, I don't like the feel of that one.
Did it rub you the wrong way?
A little bit. Okay. Let's just close that up real quick. Split.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
A new
Okay.
one.
This is...
Finally, I'll see this movie.
This movie came out last year or the year before?
Might have been 2016.
No, I think it was 2017.
This is the
I don't
one
know.
with split personality, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
It's one with James McAvoy.
yeah.
Right.
Cool. One where he has different boys.
It came out
by
in 2016.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Yep.
Cool.
When did this come out?
I was
January
interested to see
20th.
this movie, but I
Wait,
never
what?
did.
Sorry.
You're just the most wrong man.
No, it came out January. It says
You're as wrong as you can
January.
be.
It says January 20th, 2017. So
Wait, where did it say? Did you say 2016?
it says that on like the date on the general IMDb page, but when you look at the release date, it's January 20th, 2017. Probably to be eligible for award seasons, maybe.
Well, I hope it got one. It
I
didn't.
don't know.
All right.
Anyway,
Well, we're going to plug on out of here. My name is Jordan Miller. You can find me at The Killamilla on Twitter, Twitch, and every other possible site you would want to find me on. You can also find my blog on Tumblr at Tenzo-Taicho.
how do you spell that?
I don't know. If you want
I don't
I'm
know.
sure someone will figure it out.
if you want to contact Not So Subtle in general, you can email us at itsnotsosubtle@gmail.com. You can find us at It's Not So Subtle on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. It's also Not So Subtle. And subscribe and review our podcast on iTunes.
Thank you.
Anything else? No. Dane, where can people find you?
You can find me at Lane DePoint on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, PlayStation, and of course Pornhub. In terms of our YouTube channel for Not So Subtle, stay tuned because we have a little video treat coming towards people in the near future. I won't say when. I don't know when, but soon. Coulter.
What did you say? Or what?
A little video treat.
Video treat.
All right. I
Well,
don't
like
know what it is, but
Well, the setup.
okay. No, it's fine. We'll talk about it after. Guys, Coulter Potter.
No, hold on.
No.
What do you mean?
Well, I didn't hear exactly what you said. I just
So we
I
have a
came in late.
little video treat coming for the YouTube watchers.
Okay, we have a discrepancy, and I'm not gonna hash it out right now. Guys, my name is Coulter Potter on Twitter and Instagram. That's all. Oh wait, no.
Twitch.
My Twitch account is popping now. I have a little avatar man on there who looks like Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes.
From P and Calvin stickers.
Yes, P and Calvin. That is a besmirchment upon.
diss.
It's
sorry.
a bastardization of Calvin and Hobbes,
Yeah.
which is one of the most pure entertainment properties of all time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
fuck
so-
you, whoever made that Peen Calvin sticker. Fuck you.
I changed my name on Twitch from Laserblade76 to Coulter Potter.
Well, it's a new you.
How do you guys feel about that?
New
You guys have
year,
strong
new you.
opinions about Laserblade76.
No, it. Okay, so I don't know how I feel about it.
What? The Switch or
I don't know how I feel about it being your real name.
oh?
Because I thought the whole thing about like internet things is that you don't reveal your persona.
Well, I mean, I'm showing my face, so
Yeah, but
It also stated his name multiple times on the podcast, 26 times.
yeah, I guess. I mean,
Also,
it's too
whatever.
late. It's too late. Now.
It's too late.
Yeah.
I feel like having a number at the end. The
number is bad.
Is bad.
I
because,
wouldn't want the number if I.
like imagine
could change
esports. Laserblade 76 with the Zarya ult. It just
Yeah.
doesn't sound right. It
They
sounds
usually
like a
just
gen-
like
take out
Laser
the-
Blade
Sure.
would be cool.
They usually just take out the numbers,
Yeah.
like because there are some Rocket League pros that have numbers and they just
X
never
laser
mention
X
it.
blade X76.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so check out Coulter Potter on Twitch, and you can watch it from It's Not So Subtle. So you don't have to type anything in other than It's Not So Subtle to get to basically anything that relates to us. So
Indeed. All right. Well, Thanks everyone for listening.
Stay frosty.
Stay frosty. 10-4.
We're changed men.
En route to the HQ.
And as a quick reminder, if you were ever thinking about watching a Serbian film, just don't.
Don't watch that film.
Just don't watch it.
All right.
That's all I
Bye.
got.
See ya.